The Mandalorian is bringing Star Wars live action to the TV screens. And to tie into that, we're looking at a Star Wars comic from 2011 called Star Wars Blood Ties, Boba Fett and Jango Fett something. That's who it's about.
So it features not one but two Mandalorians.
That's right, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the tagline. Father and clone in an adventure spanning 2 generations.
Just say father and son.
No, but that's not what they are, though.
Are they?
They are father and clone.
It's not a father and clone situation then, is it?
Man and clone.
It's a man and clone situation.
Fair point.
Yes.
I can't disagree with that. Mm-hmm. Do you think Boba Fett is a good bounty hunter?
Look, based on all the comic books and the novels, they would have us believe that he is a competent bounty hunter.
Yes.
But based on his actual screen time in the actual movies...
You're talking more the original trilogy, because I think he's shown to be more competent as Daniel Logan, young Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah, right.
Than grown up Boba Fett.
He's certainly good at saying, get him, Dad.
He's great at saying that.
Yeah, but I think based on the original trilogy, he seems like a bad bounty hunter, yes.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
Well, I'm wondering whether this comic will change your mind.
Is it just him, like, standing in a field of rakes as they swat him in the face?
Well, he's wearing a helmet. He can't see much, can he?
He should have a rake proximity sensor. And it flashes in front of his entire face.
And if people could like this video as well, that would be much appreciated,
like
wouldn't
you
it?
like the work of Tom Taylor.
Exactly.
And Mr. Skelfer, whatever his
That's
name
right.
is.
Anyway, so this comic starts with Boba Fett being surrounded by enemies, but he's not afraid, Mason.
And they're pointing at him and they're saying, you're a bad bounty hunter. This is an intervention. You should quit bounty hunting. We're your friends. I mean, sure, we've tried to kill you multiple times and you've survived by accident, but that's not going to happen every time. You should definitely quit.
But then we get a flashback to Jango Fett putting his rocket launcher backpack onto Boba Fett, and he then sprays him with the scent of this Star Wars dragon monster and goes, okay, so what I've done, I've sprayed you with this scent. We're in this dragon cave. There's that dragon right there. You need to get a tooth from that dragon. Good luck! And he leaves him. So it's a training exercise, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
After he gets the tooth, he's
You're
like...
going to do this with your one kid. I guess you could get another kid clone.
You telling me that this guy is his first clone son? I highly doubt
that's
it.
a really good point, isn't it? Maybe he's the second one, B.
Yeah.
Probably had an Alpha Fett. And he had,
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Next one would be Chris Fett.
Chris Fett, exactly, yeah.
So after his son gets the tooth, he comes out and he's like, why would you do that and what is wrong with you? And he's like, well, here's the lesson. You've now faced the most fearful thing that you'll ever face in your life. Everything beyond this is a piece of cake compared to that dragon you just faced. And he's like, yeah, good lesson. I guess you fuckwit. You dog of a bloke. Ring, ring. On the phone, it's Dooku.
Dooku?
He's on a rotary phone. He's an old man. So, ring, ring. You know how he is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I got this bounty for you. I can't tell you any specifics of it, but you need to kill this guy. It's very important.
It's yourself.
Yes.
What?
That's what it is essentially. Yes, it is. So Jango Fett's like, don't even worry about it. We'll go get this guy. They go to find this dude, and then Jango Fett says, look, the important thing in a bounty hunting situation, Boba Fett, listen to this, is you got to avoid confrontation. And he's like, you made me fight a dragon. Like you did the opposite. And he's like, this is a different lesson. So don't even worry about it.
It's so weird that Boba Fett ended up being a bad bounty hunter with this sterling advice his father's delivered to him.
So Boba Fett nails this guy in the head. He's wearing a helmet for reasons that you pointed out. Jango Fett flies down and he's like, let's bloody end this. And then he takes off his helmet and he's like, I'm you can't kill me because I'm a clone like you. Well, you're not a clone, but I'm a clone of you.
This is set prior to the events of Attack of the Clones.
Yes, just before that era of Star Wars. And he's like, the reason that I escaped is because being a clone trooper sucks. We're all in CGI armor, marching in unison. You've seen Attack of the Clones. It's not a good movie, he says to Jango Fett. I don't want to be this. I just want to live my life. The clone of Jango Fett's like, can you shoot yourself? Can you do it? And he's like, yeah. And he shoots him dead. But just at that point, a woman walks into the room with
Lady Jango Fett clone.
Not true.
Oh.
But a regular woman walks in with a baby. So the baby is called Connor Freeman and is the son of that clone trooper.
That's a surprisingly regular name for the Star Wars universe.
And the wife's like, why you got my husband's face? And he's like, Nanya. And she's like, what? And he's like, none your business, see you later. And he's out of there. That's not the exact dialogue. So she's confused. The son's like, what happened, Dad? And he's like, I'll tell you later. But he didn't tell him later because then the events of Attack of the Clones happen and he gets decapitated, right?
Sure.
Flash forward to the modern day of the original trilogy.
So a long time ago.
So a long time ago still. Boba Fett's still mad that his dad was murdered, but he's like, I can't even get a Mace Windu because he was murdered himself. So I carry this rage.
Oh, I see,
and
yeah.
But what do I do with my rage? Bounty hunting. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a bounty on Connor Freeman, and he's like, who cares about bloody Connor Freeman? Because he's now grown up. It's 20 years plus. Oh, and his informant's like, you should care about Connor Freeman because your dad, Jango Fett, has been wire transferring him money his entire life.
Oh, not a deadbeat dad at all.
That's right.
Has he been supporting all the clone troopers?
I don't think so. Just this one, it would
Okay,
seem.
right.
Yeah. And so Boba Fett's like, why would my dad be doing that shit? And he's like, I don't know. Why don't you go and bloody check it out? This guy Connor, he owes a crime lord, Tayend, this insane crime lord, a bunch of money for gambling debts. So we cut to Connor Freeman, and he's, like I said, he's in his 20s. He's sleeping at a bar, and there's a Dexter Jetster behind the bar. What is that species called?
Oh, okay, right.
It's not important.
Do you think it's a clone of Dexter Jetster?
No, I think that's the shelf on clones in this particular series, in this 4-comic
See,
run.
you saw ahead. You knew that from this point forward, I was just going to ask who.
Yeah, that's true.
Which characters?
Every
are clones?
person who enters a room, you would be like, is that a clone? Is that a clone? A bounty hunter comes in to get Connor. He just shoots him over his shoulder because even though he's not trained, he's got, his father's DNA. So he goes outside and then a group of bounty hunters attacks him. Boba Fett comes in, headbutts him, knocks him out, and is like, just wait here because I'm going to collect a bounty on you. But then the bounty hunters who call themselves the League of Bounty Hunters.
Lame.
I know. Well, yeah, that's a running joke in this as well.
Oh, right, okay.
They're like, we're going to kill you, Boba Fett, because we want to get this bounty. And he's like, don't be killing me, because I'm Boba Fett. I'll be killing all of you. That's what's going to be happening.
You know my reputation. It's good. Inexplicably, my reputation's very good.
Enter Bosk.
The great man.
The great man strolls on through the fight. He's like, hello, Boba Fett. Hello, everybody.
It's me, Bosk, Lizard Man.
That's right. By the way, this isn't worth my time, and he just keeps walking. That's the last we see of him, but there is a Bosk cameo in this comic, inexplicably.
2 S's, don't wear them out.
That's so Boba Fett has to drop his blaster, and he's like, but I've still got weapons because I'm Boba Fett.
He has to drop his blaster.
Because there's 10 of them.
No, because he's got chicken grease on his hands.
You're probably right.
He's like, I'm going to fight you to the whoop. Oh, I will surrender, actually.
Yeah, but he says, look, I'm still very much armed. And so what he ends up doing is he guns a bunch of them down with a flamethrower, stun darts, wrist-mounted rocket launcher, fiber cord whip, and his fist.
Oh, everything from his action figure card.
Exactly, that's right, yeah. He takes Connor and flies him out of the alley, and Connor's like, they're still gonna come after us. And he's like, don't worry, I got this bloody jetpack rocket launcher.
Like a little baby.
Like a little baby, yeah. And he fires his rocket launcher into the alley, seemingly kills the rest of the League of Bounty Hunters. And he puts a sleep gas on Connor, puts him on his ship. So Boba Fett thinks that Jango Fett is the father of this guy.
Yes.
And Connor Freeman explains that Jango Fett is not my father. He's the man who killed my father. We're not brothers, you dumbass. You thought we were brothers? We're not. And he goes, also, Boba Fett, you're clearly a clone of your father. Your father sucks, you suck. You're a dog. And then they have a bit of a punch up on the ship and they tumble out. But then the Bounty Hunter League returns in the ship and they shoot a big laser blast. There's only 2 of the League left. They still calling themselves the League, and they're like, what are you calling yourself the League?
You should have called yourself the Bounty Hunter Twins.
Yeah, exactly. So Boba Fett's unmasked on the ground, unarmed this time.
What's he look like?
Jango Fett. He's got the...
That was a test. You passed the test.
That's right.
Yeah.
I passed the test of this comic that I've read.
Yes, and same. Yes.
So he's like, you can't shoot me. I'm Boba Fett. You don't have the guts. And the guy shoots him in the chest in his armor.
Genius.
So obviously he's, again, Boba Fett lucking his way
Yep.
into surviving. So they ring Tayend and they're like, we got this guy. We're going to bring him in. Boba Fett's dead. And he's like, well, did you check his pulse?
They're like, whoop, 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 whoop,
No.
whoop.
They were too afraid, Connor says they were too afraid to check his pulse in case he wasn't dead. Turns out also, he's not dead. He's very much alive and he's coming for them.
If only they'd seen the Star Wars original trilogy.
That's all the information you need. So Boba Fett managed to swoop in and grabs Connor again, carries him off. There's only 1 League of Bounty Hunter guys left because Connor manages to shoot one of them. And Connor explains that, look, the reason I got this bounty on me for the bloody gambling is because
I killed heaps of kids.
And that's the way the universe, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
The reason is that he beat Tayend at a game of cards, and he didn't like that. He was like, this guy's clearly cheating, and so put this bounty on him for that reason. So the bounty is not legitimate. So Boba Fett takes him, though, to the crime boss. He's like, I don't care about your gambling problems, all right? When they get there, the League of Bounty Hunters rolls in, as in the one guy that's left. And everyone's like, just shut up with your League of Bounty Hunters shit, all right? Boba Fett, though, in a surprise twist, he goes, this guy owes you 500,000 credits. I'm going to pay that, so you let this Connor Freeman guy go. Free man, by the way, Mason.
Oh my god, I didn't even see it till the end.
That's right. But the crime boss, he's not having it. He's like, I'm not interested in your money, Boba Fett. I don't need the credits. I just want to torture this dude. I got this new rancor. I've been dying to break it in.
Oh, yeah.
Say, no thank you for the money. So they're all surrounding Boba Fett, which is how the comic started. And Connor Freeman says, Boba Fett, I have 3 credits on me. If you kill everybody in this room, I'll give you the 3 credits. And Boba Fett's like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. So he starts just murdering everybody. Boba Fett shoots the crime boss through the head. There's a scuffle in general. He shoots the Rancor to anger it and then freeze it. And that kills a bunch of dudes. And the last guy from the League of Bounty Hunters, he puts his jetpack on it and launches it straight into the Rancor's mouth and explodes him. They escape. And Boba Fett's like, by the way, you owe me 3 credits. And he's like, here's your bloody 3 credits.
That's fun.
They part as friends, and it ends with the ghost of Jango Fett, or the spirit, looking down on the two of them and being like, good job, everybody. I'm Jango Fett. Remember me?
From that movie.
Yeah, we all remember you.
Remember my head came right off that time.
That's right. What do you think of Boba Fett now, Mason, in this situation? Competent, with morals, many a weapon, carrying a man like a little baby. What do you think?
Put it on screen or it doesn't count.
Doesn't count?
Doesn't count.
Wow. Well, I think he's the most dangerous bounty hunter in the galaxy, Mason.
Yeah, you're very easily led though, aren't you?
No, I think everybody agrees with me, including Daniel Logan, who plays Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. We'll see about that.
I think so. I think we will.
What's up? This is Daniel Logan. I play Boba Fett. And I agree with James. Boba Fett is the most dangerous bounty hunter in the galaxy. All the other opinions are invalid, especially those that are from Nick Mason. Especially Nick Mason.
I'm excited for this week's Caravan of Garbage because it does, in a way, loosely tie into The Mandalorian, the new Star Wars TV series.
Oh, that's why we're doing this. In
why.
retrospect, it does very loosely tie into that. We watched 3 episodes of The Clone Wars.
And not just any 3 episodes, 3 specific episodes.
Yes.
First of all, if people could leave a like on this video, that would help us greatly. But the 3 episodes we looked at in particular...
It's a classic revenge story, isn't it?
Boy, is it.
I want to say, first off the bat, it's relevant because we're talking about Boba Fett.
Sure.
Young Boba Fett.
Yes.
And I spent at least an episode and a half going, why does Boba Fett want to get revenge on Mace Windu? What did Mace Windu ever do to him? And then I remembered, oh, that's right, Mace Windu beheaded your dad.
That's right.
But in fairness, he beheaded your dad in such a casual, blasé way. Jango Fett's like, it's time for an epic battle of the ages. And Mace Windu's like, nah, get wrecked, scrub.
He did it like he was opening a screen door.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It was just that
to
kind
let
of
the dog out.
whoosh kind of movement,
Yeah,
and it was
sure.
done.
So this is Boba Fett, young Boba Fett, is attempting to, he wants to get on a Jedi ship
Yes.
that Mace Windu is on so he can kill Mace
That's
Windu.
right.
Yeah.
The episodes are called Death Trap, R2 Come Home, and Lethal Trackdown. We've covered some young Boba Fett stuff before, but it's a non-canon comic. And what's interesting about this also is that they brought back Daniel Logan, who actually bloody cameoed in the last video we did, to voice young Boba Fett like he did.
Go.
And also the other cadet troopers.
All right,
Yes.
here's the thing.
Okay.
So oftentimes we will talk about the uncanny valley, which is where you give human features to like a non-human, like an object.
Yeah, sure.
And the closer it is to being human, the more unsettling it is.
Until it becomes dead on.
Yeah, and I think we need a new term for when every character in a scene has the same weird, creepy, sneering little boy face. Because that's what we get in this. We get a bunch of... And that's how Boba Fett can sneak in, because all the clones look exactly the same.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Well, it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
But first of all, I think, given that the prequels are primarily concerned with trade blockades and, like, bureaucracy,
Sure.
I'm sort of amazed that he got in. Like, where's his paperwork? You know what I mean? But apparently he can just walk up and be like, yeah, I'm in this group. And they're like, fine.
Dave Filoni's behind these 3 episodes, and he's actually doing a lot of directing and writing on The Mandalorian. He said he gave more thought to these 3 episodes than anything else he'd done in this series up to this point.
Well, he should have given more thought to making it easier for me to differentiate between all the characters. I know they all have different haircuts, but you could show me those characters for like a million episodes in a row, and I wouldn't be like, well, the guy with the crew cut, he's impulsive, but the guy with the fashionable flat top, he's the leader, whatever. Like, I don't do it Ninja Turtle style, give them different colored bandanas, then I can tell them apart, all right? Then I would know which one is cool but rude and which one is a party dude.
I've seen some of Clone Wars, not all of it, and they definitely do manage to differentiate between all the different clone characters.
Oh, so these characters come back. All the grown-up ones do.
There's some in this that do make reappearances, but they're not like the main Clone Wars characters that then turn up in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, right.
And apparently one of them is probably in Return of the Jedi, maybe.
There are some characters that I recognize in this series, obviously.
Mace Windu, Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano.
Don't know who that is. Anakin Skywalker is much more charming than he is
They
in the
really
movies.
beef up the charm for this series.
They really do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, this guy's likable. Oh, it's Anakin Skywalker.
Wait, what?
Weird twist, but all right.
Yeah.
So there's another Jedi pair. So there's
Yes.
the weird crab-faced man.
Blue Coon. You've actually played as him in... Remember we did Jedi Power Battles, like, yonks back?
Nope, but it sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
And then he's got an apprentice.
Yes. Ahsoka Tano, who's Anakin Skywalker's apprentice initially, and she then turns up in Star Wars Rebels. She's currently kind of missing in the galaxy. We're not sure the next point that she turns up in. But when she was introduced, because Clone Wars, of course, as you may know, and I'm sure people watching this know, who are massive fans of this, bigger than us, she was a really hated character, and but she grows, she becomes
physically?
Physically she
larger?
does.
At a certain point, she can't fit through a hallway on one of those starships.
Yeah, and she becomes more wise and interesting and developed, and she's probably one of the more popular Star Wars characters now that exist.
There you go.
As a result of this series. So it's interesting because some characters never kind of quite make that transition. But I feel like there's sympathy towards characters like Jar Jar Binks, and people remember Dexter Jetster, but there wasn't that growth from hatred to love that there was with that character.
Well, I mean, sure, but I mean, Dexter Jetster gets one scene, so you either like him or you don't, surely.
Sure. And we love him.
We love him.
But what I wanted to say was, though, I think this story idea in itself is excellent. The fact that you can just take this kid and just slot him in with other clone troopers.
Yeah.
And then he could just walk about
because
to do whatever.
Yeah, so a young Boba Fett, after the death of his father, he falls in with a bunch of other bounty hunters, including Bosk.
And Aura Singh, who is mentioned that Woody Harrelson's character killed her in Solo. Like, it's an offhand kind of mention. It's like, oh, thanks for killing Aura Singh or whatever. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, and so they want to destroy the Jedi.
Yeah.
They want to blow up that ship. They want to scuttle that ship. And so their plan is to get and Boba just wants to kill Mace Windu. So they decide they'll get him on the ship. He thinks he's gonna just get rid of Mace Windu, but they want to kind of maneuver him to kill everybody.
Yeah.
What I like about this is that it's sort of reminiscent of like an old Scooby-Doo cartoon where it's often, some kids will learn a lesson, be like, don't talk to strangers because you get in a lot of trouble. And this one, it's like, don't get involved in a really elaborate revenge plot because you will regret it. Because eventually he's like, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to kill Mace Windu and it's going to be great. And he's like, oh no, I've bit off more than I could chew.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's got a blaster to the back of a hostage's head that he has to shoot on television. He's like, I don't know about this. I just wanted to kill Mace Windu. What I think is also interesting about his revenge is his father wasn't great.
No.
Like, he wasn't a great person. Also, he's technically not his father. They're the same person.
They're brothers. They are the same. They're all things to all men.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
each other.
Yeah.
And also, he's got so many more dads to choose from. If he just wanted to pick another dad, they're all right.
But it's not the same because they've all got programming and genetic tampering, so they're more compliant and things like that.
But Boba Fett doesn't, right?
Also, they've got different haircuts than his father.
It's true. That'd throw you right off. Exactly. What if you're like, I've got to choose a new dad, and that one's like bald with a ponytail, and you'd be like, nah, bad choice.
Yeah, but that would be absolutely haunting that this kid is walking around the galaxy with all these clone troopers who just have the face of his dad, and he eventually grows into his dad. Like, it's a bizarre scenario.
How fast do the clones grow? Because
they're accelerated.
Okay, because this show...
He's not.
Yeah, because this show opens on like a bunch of little cadets going to visit the Jedi ship, and they're like, hey kids, this is what you're in for. And it's like, we're having fun and we're shooting blasters at clay targets or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, hey kids, you're going to be involved in endless war. We're fully expecting by the time you're grown adults, this war will still be going. And you're fully expected to be involved.
That is, at heart, kind of one of the points of the prequels. This clone army that the Jedi find and then go, all right, well, we'll just use this then.
Yeah, right.
Like, the whole thing is twisted and really fucked up. And this show kind of does a good job of highlighting some of the flaws of this particular ideology which the Jedi have backed for some reason.
Yeah, right.
Because they've kind of been manipulated into it. But it's also interesting that you do get a bit of Boba Fett, for one, being competent. We don't see a lot of that on screen.
That's true, yeah.
But he's also in a position where it looks like he is going to maybe go one way. Like, he's kind of got a choice to kind of maybe be nicer as a human being. Or, capture Han Solo and freeze him and whatever and end up in the bottom of a space worm.
Oh, I thought that was the nice way.
Okay. Right. Yeah. It's also the thing about this kid is, he never gets his revenge. So
That's true,
the whole thing's like a fool's errand if you know the story.
I mean, he might have heard on the grapevine that the Emperor's apped him to death.
But even then,
and he'd be like, nuts.
I wanted that.
Yeah, right.
But I think that
Maybe I
wouldn't...
can find where the body is and kick it a few times.
But that wouldn't be satisfying at all. Also, there's so much misinformation about what happened to the Jedi and whatever. Who knows what he actually ended up hearing?
Also, are there some rumors that Mace Windu is still alive?
There are rumors of that, yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, I know Samuel L. Jackson wants it. And, you know, with the Jedi, they can fall great distances, missing a hand, like Luke did.
Yeah.
You know, and survive. So...
And he's probably a ghost as well.
And he's probably a ghost as well.
So, how you ever going to get your revenge, you know?
I'd imagine that would also inform his future where he never got that closure. You know, he kind of could have capped off his revenge and bloodlust. But like, I guess, Batman, he never gets that moment. So he's just on this endless quest to just be a dick to everybody forever. What did you think about R2-D2's little side adventure, which is actually a parody of Lassie Come Home? Because the episode is called R2 Come Home.
Oh, I see,
where they're like,
right.
R2, go for help. We're trapped down this well or whatever.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, because Windu and Anakin are trapped under this bulkhead or whatever it is. And yeah.
He's off having little adventures. And
with his little R2 friend. What's the other guy's name? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Dead,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's right. He's torn to pieces. I forgot.
And there's a lot of, I feel, in the prequels in particular, R2 doing a really heroic thing while everyone else is just like, R2, you dumbass. And he's like struggling with a battle droid or something. You know what I mean?
He's pushing a Star Destroyer up a hill. The rest of it. He's like, come on. And they're on the radios like, R2, quit messing about and come back here. And he's like, ugh. Do we ever learn where R2 comes from? I mean, he's an R2 droid. There's a lot of them. He's special.
He's from the Queen's ship in episode 1. He's just on board. Like, that's the first we see of him. I'm sure there's probably a story in relation to where he came from and why he's special from Legends and then canon like before that.
Okay,
But
right.
the first screen appearance, he just rolls out to fix a shield. And that's the first time we see him.
He's very capable and I respect him.
Me too. Now, we don't actually get Boba Fett's armor in this. That happens in later episodes of the Clone
No, we got a
Wars.
booby-trapped Mandalorian helmet though, right?
That's right. That surprised me because I always just assumed that he'd just spray painted his dad's helmet.
Right, sure.
But he'd used it as a booby trap. Also, there seems to be a lot of Jedi's barely escaping explosions in this just by pure chance.
Oh, yeah, sure. But that's Star Wars movies,
That's
really.
Star Wars movies, I
But
guess,
also,
yeah.
they've got the Force, don't they?
They've got the
It's
Force.
probably the Force.
Mace Windu was going to walk into that booby trap door.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some very iffy uses of Force powers. What's the other apprentice name?
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka Tano. At one point, she's just like, oh, my master told me to use the Force. I'll just stand here and listen.
Yes.
And then she just hears some people going, there was a murder and the culprit was this person. And she's like, I've done it. The Force has told me what to... You just listen. You didn't use the Force. You used your ears, lady. That's the thing, because there's a plot where, you know, all the clone troopers are trying to find this traitor, you know, in the ship.
Who is it?
Who is it? Use the Force. Surely. There'd be a big red dot.
Yeah.
Use your Force map. Use your Force vision. If video games have taught me nothing,
Just switch your force vision
hit
on.
R1, and your Force vision will come up, and Boba Fett will appear as a big red marker. And then you just go up some stairs. There'll be a meter marker on there that'll get smaller, and then you'll find him.
Then you behead him.
You'll behead him real quick.
Yeah, but we see what I think are either a nod or who knows, maybe they're the exact boots. Aura Singh's boots are spiked like Boba Fett's and shoots little darts.
Oh.
Now, we never see him do that in any of the movies.
Never gets a chance, does he?
But yeah, I guess that's where he at least got the idea for this particular weapon that he never uses in the movies.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but if you look back at Empire Strikes Back, he's got those boots.
I mean, maybe it's just a fashion thing. Maybe you're not a bounty hunter if you don't have them boots that shoot spikes out of them. You know what I mean?
Very good point, yeah.
And if you can't afford them like Boba Fett, you just get boots that look like that, but they don't have the function in them, you know?
I just wanted to mention as well, as I said, he does show up in later episodes, and there was kind of a conclusion to the arc of his character in this particular animation.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about
But
it.
these were cancelled. Now, there was some footage that does exist, though, unfinished. There's a showdown between Boba Fett and a bunch of bounty hunters against Count Dooku, because Count Dooku, of course...
Dooku.
Oh, Dooku, yes. Because Dooku, of course, he got his dad to be the clone template, and then I guess got him killed indirectly.
Sure,
I suppose,
right.
yeah. But also we find out how Boba Fett got the dent in his helmet. It looks like he's been hit with a rock or
Oh, yeah.
something.
Was he hit with a rock?
He wasn't.
Oh,
He
okay.
didn't run into a door or anything
Oh,
like that.
Like he didn't open a cupboard door in his kitchen and then stand up too fast. Like, oh, I forgot I opened that door. Ow.
Have you ever done that?
Yes.
God, it hurts.
I know.
No, he was shot in the head.
Oh, okay, that'll do it.
He was in a showdown with Cad Bane, who's another famous bounty hunter who features a lot in this series.
I'm picturing a cowboy hat. Don't correct me.
He does have a cowboy hat.
What?
Yes, it does. Well, they have brought back the Clone Wars, so it's entirely possible that maybe we'll see some version of that. This is the section of the video, though, I like to call, hey, here's some trivia that people will probably come at us with in the comments. And look, I'm mentioning it here so I don't get a million comments forever about that.
But don't you love comments?
I do.
I love comments.
But sometimes I leave stuff out because it's not interesting.
How about if you hear a piece of trivia that you were going to say anyway, put it in the comments and say, I know you mentioned it, but I was going to say, and then give us the trivia anyway.
Dave Filoni got Kevin Kiner to create music, distinct themes, I should say,
Oh, yes.
for specific characters in this episode, like Boba Fett when he's thinking about his father,
Bloom, 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 bloom.
which is not something they'd done so much in previous episodes. You know, in television, you are limited by time and budget, but this kind of went out of its way to go, let's not do generic-y Star Wars-y themes. Let's give them some moments.
I have to say, having not seen this before, and despite the creepy child faces,
Yeah.
this has the sheen of quality to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's got good writing, it's got pretty good dialogue,
Yeah.
it's got good action. It's less kind of blink and you miss it frenetic than the last Star Wars cartoon we watched, which I think was Rebels.
No, that was Clone Wars.
That was the original Clone Wars, okay, right.
Which I'd love to come back to because I also enjoy that a lot. Another bit of trivia is in the scene where Boba Fett gets caught infiltrating the Endurance's engine room, he asks if the clone trooper is holding a DC-15A, to which the trooper replies affirmative. However, the blaster is a DC-15S.
Oh
The
my
contradiction was
God.
removed when the designation DC-15S was put into Legends continuity in 2014. Thank goodness.
That is embarrassing, but I'm happy to see the rare return of the stun mode.
Which
Which we see once every 10 years, if that. People don't like to stun in this universe, they like to kill.
They like to kill. Before we chuff off, though, into the great yonder, Mason.
Yes, that classic Star Wars expression.
You know
chuff
it.
off into the great wonder. Whatever he said. They say it at the end of every Star Wars movie.
They do. I know you take issue with Boba Fett, perceived to be the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy, because in the movies, I would say with the exception of the prequels where he's shown to be mostly competent as a child, he's a goof. You know, he's greatly feared, and he does some walking around and snarling, but he doesn't do much to prove that he's the greatest.
That's true, yeah.
And
He's flash over substance,
Yes.
that guy, yeah.
I'm wondering whether this canonical series has changed your opinion on Boba Fett in any way.
It's increased my opinion of his skills, and it's also increased the punchability of his face.
Anyways, what did you think of this show in general?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean the viewers?
No, you, in general.
I liked it,
I'm
yeah.
curious.
Thought it was good, yeah. I'd watch some more of this.
I think I'd love to do like specific arcs for this show, and if anyone's got one that like us to cover, you know, I'd definitely come back to this. I've been meaning to watch this series for so long, but after watching that movie when it first came out, which is notoriously bad, which kicked off this series, I'm just like, I fucking hate this. But genuinely,
Yeah.
this becomes a really great show, and I should work my way through it. Anyway. Right, so I don't know if you know this, Mason, but Star Wars The Force Unleashed had two alternate endings.
Go on.
The canon ending, where he turns good and he dies, but then he comes back as a clone or whatever.
Cool, finished up, we did it.
No.
Aw.
There's another ending. There's a dark side ending, a non-canon ending. And there's a number of DLC levels that extend from that in this cancelled timeline. So it's all cancelled timelines now. It doesn't... It's just,
So the bad ending, James, leads to more content.
yes, exactly.
Isn't that just encouraging juvenile delinquency?
in a way, yes. So
where the bloody hell are we, James?
Well, we're actually on Tatooine because this picks up. It's an alternate take on A New Hope, right?
Oh.
Where the droids have stolen the plans and whatever, and you have to go. Yeah, you know all that, and you have
Lord
to.
Vader, the droids have stolen the plans or whatever. I'm British.
And you have to go down to Tatooine and retrieve them. But in doing so, you got to go through Jabba the Hutt because he's the source of all information.
Physically
on Tatooine.
through him?
I wish, no. But the reason we're doing this to tie into the Mandalorian is we get to kill Boba Fett.
Nice.
And there's
good.
also hilarious.
Not much of a test, really.
Not really, as you'll see when it comes up. So the idea is.
And I remember this guy being way overpowered.
Yeah, but that's what I like.
In a cool way.
Yeah, in
like
a cool way. Yeah.
In a this guy could probably have taken down like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in that final scene on the Death Star.
Well, it's funny. It's funny.
With his arm behind his back and this cool lightsaber style he's got going on.
It's funny you should say that because this also has a bonus boss after
Nice.
Boba Fett, which I won't tell you about just yet, but just know in this timeline,
Yes.
Darth Vader is dead,
Oh.
and he's taken his place. This guy.
Because you don't kill him.
Yeah, you
probably.
done kill him. But then you get injured, and that's why you're this weird kind of monster man.
Yeah.
You know what I
I mean,
mean?
you sort of blend in because you look like a sand.
Yeah,
people.
exactly. He's this guy. You wouldn't pick him out in a bloody crowd, mate. I mean, he's got a
exactly
big
right.
glowing stick.
Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth.
Yeah. That being said, I never liked the lightsaber combat in this game. I
Okay.
mean, there's fun stuff like this. You know,
Oh yeah,
that's
is
cool.
Is it one of those games where you can't chop a man in
Yeah.
half?
Yeah,
Right. You
exactly.
can only chop a robot in half.
Yeah. And look,
See.
you know, I guess the same criticism could be.
You can fling a Jawa,
Yeah, it's
though.
going forever. The same criticism could definitely be leveled against Fallen Order, but that to me has better combat.
Yeah.
This is more kind of God of War-esque. Do you know what I mean? It's got
Oh,
that kind of
interesting.
feel.
Okay.
And
And you're being followed around by a small child.
That's right.
Who will only obey your commands sometimes.
exactly. But there's fun things you can do, like the Force stuff. I love.
Yeah, right.
Just stuff like this, you know. Where's he going?
Never coming down.
Going to space. He's
going
gonna
to space.
He might fall down. Just give it a minute. Give it a minute. Give it a minute.
Gonna start a new Jawa colony in space. He's not gonna-
Basically, making your way towards Jabba the Hutt's palace. We're gonna
Now
we're
is-
gonna kill our way in.
Okay, now is this the Sandcrawler?
This is the Sandcrawler.
Oh my God.
It's the Jawa machine. You're familiar with it, aren't you?
Yeah, that's
You know what
right.
it is.
Yeah.
It's the
You-
famous Jawa machine.
You know it's the one from the movies because it says, if this Jawa machine's rocking, don't come a knocking.
Exactly. It might actually be called the big Jawa car. I can't remember. I think that's
Nice.
what it says on Wikipedia.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I think there's just endless Jawas.
It's called the Bantha Wagon, but in this universe, Bantha's a slang for a really rude thing.
Exactly. So this is fun. There's stuff like this which is fun. You know. And there is a lot of like.
Cop that, Jawas.
I
Cop that
know.
with your livelihood and your house and where you live and.
They could probably fix it.
Yeah,
I mean, I
probably.
killed most of them, but they could
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
fix
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, the one guy that's left can probably live in there with his broken legs until he dies, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. That's fine. That's absolutely. That looks like a little secrety thing.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
Oh,
that's
no,
a
you're
trick.
You're gonna fall to death there, yeah.
I'm
Why
onto
is
you.
it the Jedi can't mostly just fly?
It's a great question.
Isn't it though?
Let's
You
look
can
at the
pick up a man
Wikipedia.
and throw a man.
Yeah.
Or a Jawa, but you can't pick up yourself and throw
I mean,
yourself.
you see him kind of levitate and stuff. It does
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Ah! He's hit by a rock. A rock came out of nowhere.
See, if you were levitating, that wouldn't have been an issue
No, it
because
wouldn't
you would
have
have been
been.
above those rocks.
See that arch there? That's just around. It's got great physics on it. I'm going to show you. But that's an original Ralph McQuarrie piece, which didn't make the original films.
I
But it's been
see.
recycled since. You've seen it in Rebels. You've seen it in this, obviously. You see it in The Force Awakens, which is what they do now for a lot of Star Wars stuff. They're like, let's just go into the Ralph McQuarrie archives.
Yeah, of
and-
course, yes.
Look at that. That's pretty good, eh?
We bought everything he ever did,
Yeah.
so and he made so much stuff. So let's have it.
Exactly.
Don't leave nothing on the table.
I just wanted to get the name of the physics engine in this because there's a few things at work here. There's Havoc,
Okay.
there's Euphoria, and DMM. And the idea is that all of these things were very revolutionary at the time, and they combined to make kind of realistic villains to fight against, like great physics of things smashing and falling apart,
Oh, yeah.
and things like that, and probably other things.
Great physics. Oh, you can. Okay,
know, you can smash a
pretty
rock
good.
up
you
and
can,
whatever.
You can smash Mr. Sniper over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And then stab him right in his
probably
nuts.
all right.
No, he's dead. He's definitely
Yeah.
dead.
You know, that's the way of the world, isn't it?
Especially
You're
you're all right.
Star
You're all
Wars.
right. You're all right. Then you're dead.
Yeah. Platforming also is not great.
Uh-huh.
Like it's a bit kind of. You don't feel like you're ever really intact with the environment. Do you get that
Yeah,
sense
no, I
from
get
that?
the sense. Yeah.
Like there's
I
an
get-
invisible wall here that I
Yeah,
can't
it feels
sort of
like
touch.
that isn't
and-
actually. That's not the shape of the actual mountain thing there. It's
Yeah.
just a big square box.
Yeah,
that
exactly,
You work
yeah.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know,
Okay.
no, it's going to be a bit of juttering and slowdown here. So I
But James, the
apologise.
incredible banter is going to more than compensate. All we have to do is come up with. First of all, we have to start doing some incredible banter. We're going to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that going.
Get that
first,
going, obviously,
and then
yeah.
just never stop.
Oh,
until-
there it goes!
It's Slave One.
I clapped when I saw it.
Juttering away.
There it is. Yeah, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Cop that, Ralph McQuarrie. You son of a bitch.
I should apologise for this. It's more the capture card software than it is the game. The game itself was running fine, but making a mess, isn't it, Mason? But we'll be alright. Boom. Oh, Ralph, we're sorry.
Cop that, your life's work, Ralph.
He didn't like it. He didn't put it in.
That's
Remember this
probably
big
true, yeah.
door from Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, sort of. Can
Yeah,
I
it's
crush a Rancor with it?
Cool. That's going to be coming up.
Oh.
Do you remember in the special edition though, where they made this door like much bigger?
No.
I'll put in footage. You're gonna love it, mate. You're gonna fucking
And
love
is there
it.
a side character like a droid who's like, this is so much bigger? Bleep, bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, that's
This
exactly
is really
what it
impressive
is.
what they've done here.
See, this is very The Force Unleashed, where they just up everything.
I was going to say it's very whack-a-mole. If
Yeah,
anything.
I mean, like instead of there being like one eye,
Yeah.
there's like because it's like everything's enhanced in The Force Unleashed. You know,
Yeah,
there's
sure,
so
sure, sure.
many fancy eyes sticking out.
But
Meet
you're-
with
you're-
Jabba the Hutt.
yeah.
I will. I'll meet him and I'll say hello. Hello there, I'll say.
If you bought the Force Unleashed technical manual, there'd be a picture of that door and then a little man to scale, so you
That's
know how big it
right.
is.
Exactly. It's gonna be some Gamorrean guards.
Oh yeah.
You know, the pig boys.
Yeah, Piggy Mans. There we go.
Couple of-
That didn't go so well for you, did it, Piggy
I mean, he's
Man?
still half alive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I see. This is stuff like this shouldn't be a challenge. This should be, you know, you cut through them and it's done.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean. You just kind of swipe it at them and your lightsaber's going through them, and you know, again, the Force stuff works way better than the lightsaber
Yeah.
combat in this.
I mean, realistically, there probably shouldn't even be a fight.
No.
You should probably just look at them and go, maybe you left the oven on at home, and
Let's-
they'd be like, oh god, I've got to go.
Well, if you remember Luke Skywalker, he just chokes him and then that's it. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing to it.
Yeah, but then I guess Luke didn't have the advantage of is he able to do this Force shockwave thing,
That's true.
which is sick.
Do you think he would have if he knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few kind of ideas for what to do with this game before it got off the ground.
Uh-huh.
The guy who
Number one, smash it to bits.
absolutely yes, but
Not
then-
make it. And then the guy that suggested that, he got fired.
He got fired. He's out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
But Hayden Blackman, who was like the key creative force behind this, he's gone on.
Said we should make it.
He should make it. That's what he said. He's written one of my favorite Star Wars comics, which is Darth Vader in the Ghost Prison, which I think we got a video on from like years ago.
Yeah, maybe.
But there was an idea of like a Wookiee uprising, and you know this super powerful Wookiee force like tearing through stormtroopers and
Super
stuff.
powerful Wookiee Force.
There was an idea of a Darth Maul game.
Okay.
But George Lucas was like,
Darth Maul Wookiee Force. He teams up with the Wookiees.
but George Lucas, who like had a huge hand in this game, was
He
like,
was like, I insist. George Lucas Wookiee Force. They're like George.
no, he was like, if you're gonna make like a fun kind of drama and you know and all the elements of Star Wars, you don't really want to have like a protagonist who doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
Which I guess was a result of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Right.
Which is like 50 minutes of not speaking English in that. So
So George Lucas was like, so I insist. We say Chewbacca can speak English, and we redouble the original trilogy so he is speaking English.
that's right, exactly. Though if you do see some raw footage of that, he is speaking English.
That old man's mad.
You said it, Chewie.
He's just talking in Peter Mayhew's
What
voice.
does he do now? Like, what does modern big
That's a great question.
big Netherlands
He
man, the
Probably
big
just
guy
makes
from
the
Holland or
noises,
whatever,
doesn't he?
Probably just goes, "Rrr," yeah,
Yeah, he
you're right.
probably does, yeah.
Like a cat being
Yeah.
scratched.
Is this supposed to be an elevator? Am I tripping balls here? Am I tripping balls,
It
Mason?
seems like you and your character are both tripping the proverbial balls.
I've gone the wrong way. That's the door out. That's the door, yeah.
Imagine if this was in a Star Wars movie, just a guy running around going, did I come out of that lift?
All these sand corridors look the same to me,
Oh God,
mate.
Jace.
Remember this scene? But it's... turn your lightsaber off, mate. What are you doing? That's crazy. That's...
It's just on his belt. Bloody hell. He's
Ah, the
bold as
confidence.
brass.
Yeah.
Well, that's his big swinging dick moment.
Yeah,
He's like,
totally.
I'll keep my lightsaber on.
Yeah. So, you've seen Star Wars, so you probably know where this ends up, right? He's in the pit.
Oh, yeah, in the pit.
in the
Sure,
pit, if you
sure,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of rancors in the original game.
There he is, that
Boba
Boba Fett,
Fett.
that coward. Look at him.
Yeah, look at him go.
Hiding behind Jabba the Hutt.
Actually, I've played through this like a couple of times to make sure it was all working. I never noticed he was standing there. Like, we're going to see him again later.
You were too focused on your goal of
Yeah.
getting to Boba Fett that you didn't see Boba Fett right in
Exactly.
front of you. Isn't that just a metaphor for life? You know what I
Certainly
mean?
is, isn't it?
People spend their whole lives searching for Boba Fett, but it turned out Boba Fett was behind Jabba the Hutt the whole time.
Oh my goodness. Look at this rancor. I love how these guys are attacking me. It's like, don't you think there's a bigger priority in the room?
Yeah, right.
You know, the
Just run
giant
from the
screaming rancor. Leave me alone. Anyway, so you can fight the rancor, which is fine.
Yeah,
Um,
great.
You know, which is good. All good stuff.
And when you defeat him, you're like, well, you beat the Rancor, that's fine. You get a that's fine bonus. Can you pick up the bones and chuck him at people?
No, you can't do any of that. You can't. But you can Luke Skywalker in with the big door.
Oh, nice. Good,
So,
good,
which is
good.
what I'm going to end up doing.
Okay,
But I'm
right.
just basically going to lure him away from the big door so I can do it.
Nice.
Oi!
Hey, idiot.
It's pretty big for a rancor, and by that I mean the size that a rancor should be, don't you think?
The standard Rancor size,
Yeah.
one would assume.
This goddamn stuttering is going to be
The death of us? No, the banter keeps going, James. Don't worry.
goddamn door.
Did you not get him?
No.
Ah.
Can you see? Because he's still running
Oh,
about.
he's still, and yep, for sure.
I'm not going to be able to do this.
And you'll be defeated.
I'll be defeated.
It'll be embarrassing for you.
Hang on, I can do this.
Okay. Because normally when we play these games, you defeat the game.
Well,
like in
normally-
one sitting.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually you speedrun
The
every
thing
game.
is as well.
Yes.
And look, this is me, complaining about like a job that's not real that I am doing, right? It's actually really difficult to talk and play a game properly.
Agreed. That's why I pretty much stopped doing it. I don't know if people have noticed.
It's like playing through this. I'm like, yeah, this is a breeze. I got this, no problem. I get it. You open the door, you close it home or whatever. That'd be a fun little moment for everybody who's watching at home.
But you got to keep talking.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't help.
Here we go.
Sometimes I'm just like, I'm gonna be.
He's interrupting me. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, but here we go.
Nice, got him.
Now the Rancor Keeper comes out and I kill him. Nope. Just some.
The Rancor Keeper comes out and just cries. Is what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
My baby.
And that's when you kill him, though.
Nice.
Oh, he disappeared. I hate that in games.
Right?
So disingenuous.
You should have been able to chop its head off and carry it around for the rest of the game. Just dragging it behind you. You got a free hand.
Exactly.
Just dragging it out there. Not the Rancor Keeper. Just a regular man.
Regular man, I think. I might switch this to 1080p.
Okay.
For those watching at home, stop this bloody stuttering and juttering, mate, that's going on.
Right.
Let me fix this.
Okay.
Everybody just chill out for a second. Don't look at my PC screen. Don't look at it. We're back in a crisp 720p.
Oh my goodness.
Is it better? Doesn't seem to be.
Seems worse, if anything. It seems grainier and slower.
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Look at this guy having a big wiggle.
Good. You know what? Good texture on that skirt situation he's got on.
Oh, yeah.
The scants.
Oh, yeah. Do you
Skirt
love costumes, Mason?
Yes.
You're going to love this then. We bloody go.
Oh, you're going to change into the metallic bikini.
That's right. Well, look, we don't have that one, but we've got options galore here, mate. Who do you want to be?
Wow.
Regular Galen Marek sort of utility combat suit?
I could take it or
old Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Oh, I think I see a favourite approaching. There he is.
Let's just settle on Dooku
All
just
right,
yet,
fine,
all
all right.
We could do a Jango Fett.
I don't like it.
We could do a C-3PO.
That's not bad, actually.
Comedy, because he wouldn't have a lightsaber
Yeah, that's true,
normally.
that he does, yeah.
We get an Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
We get some kind of weird gremlin.
Looks like Thrawn, man.
Yeah. Remember that Imperial Commando game? People like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kid Fisto, one of my faves.
And then he could say his famous catchphrase, Fisto coming at ya.
So this would make sense, but, because, that's what he wears when he...
How about big stupid conehead man?
Oh, yeah. Look at this guy. He does have a big cone head, doesn't he?
God, there's so many characters.
General Starkiller. He's looking... Oh, they've aged him up. Great
Nice.
stuff.
Okay.
Hooded, Sith boy, different Sith boy, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I think that's what he's like under his armor after all the damage
interesting.
that was done, which is cool. We could do a Darth Maul. We could do a Mace Windu.
Yeah.
We could do a Qui-Gon. No. Nobody's picking that one.
No. Look, Dooku's the classic, isn't it?
Yeah, he is, isn't
We can
he?
say some classic Christopher Lee lines from movies.
I'm on this speeder. I'm going over the dunes.
Nice. That's the stuff.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm having a devil of a time.
It's going to take me to my last autosave point, which I'm not a fan of. But,
No.
we could change his lightsaber color. But Christopher Lee's lightsaber, as we know, is the classic red.
No, it's more. What's a classic British colour?
Ooh, crumpet.
Yeah, it's crumpet coloured, exactly.
Here we play. How far did this set me back? Oh, not too far. All right, Christopher Lee.
Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing here?
What do you think about the combat, the lightsaber behind the holding behind the kind of back?
I like it.
It's
I
good,
like
isn't
it? Reminiscent of Ahsoka Tano in the sense that he did it first, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was in comics and stuff.
Yeah.
know it is.
Probably some of those old Republic Knights
Yeah,
did it.
Exactly.
Or something,
Dooku, you're one of the best.
right?
People love you. People love
Can
Dooku.
you spin it around the camera and does he just look puzzled if you see his face?
Oh. Oh, that's good. I like
Yeah,
it.
okay, right.
Pretty good looking game, for 10 plus years old. Watch this
agree.
door come down, Mason. Boom! The door fell off.
Nice, good work, Dooku.
I think I killed a Jawa in here with a door by accident. Oh.
James, I'm going to read out some of Christopher Lee's top 20 quotes on acting, aging, and success.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Every actor has to make terrible films from time to time, but the trick is never to be terrible in them.
That's so. I've heard him say. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, good
I've
one,
heard
right?
that one before. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
What else? What else you got?
People should not pass judgment until they have seen the film.
Yeah. Well, yep.
Are they referring to prequels or?
Oh, is that?
No, I don't know.
What's the era?
It provides no context.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
All I can tell you is it's before 2015.
Okay. Well, that's very helpful.
He died in 2015.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally every role is done.
That's
Gotcha.
correct,
Good.
yes.
Good. What else you got?
One should try anything he can in his career except folk dance and incest.
Why those?
This is from the Hollywood Reporter.
I mean, one of them I'm like, yeah, don't do the second one, but folk dancing, why not? It was just something you want to do.
The immediately next quote is, "The thing I've always tried to do is surprise people, to present them with something they didn't expect." Well, you did with the quote about incest, Christopher Lee, if I'm honest with you.
Great stuff. He was good in the Star Wars movies. I still maintain that, like, they shouldn't have just swapped out Darth Maul. Like, I feel like they're like, look at this cool new villain. It's Christopher Lee now, you know? But, you know, whatever. Oh, I'm not going to fall for that trap, am I?
Throwing away your lightsaber.
No, there's a big electricity trap up there. You can see, do you see it?
Yeah, no, a lesser Sith Lord would absolutely have just walked underneath that and gotten zapped.
Not me.
No, that's right.
I'll tell you what, when this is stuttering, this is not as fun.
Maybe for you, the person playing it,
Oh, yeah, people
and
are probably,
hoping for a good video out of it.
people are probably loving it, though.
Yeah, they'd be loving it. They'd be loving the stutter. They'd be like, "Why aren't you beating this? It's going so slowly right now. You could just walk in between the slow stuff." You know?
Exactly.
That's the plum job.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
to be the guy at the end of the corridor with the big machine gun.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I mean, what are the most days of the week? What are the odds that somebody
They got to
makes
get through
it up
like
there?
8 electricity traps.
Exactly, electricity traps and all the other guys who have to wade in with like axes and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just there with your mate, like elbowing him, like, "Oh, get a load of this guy. Get a load of this guy having a crack at this the end of trying to get whatever we're guarding in this corridor." And then, you know, one day
Christopher Lee comes in.
Christopher Lee's there, and he's talking about folk dance and all the other things he likes to talk about, and all of a sudden,
Have you heard that funny story from the Lord of the Rings where, you know, he gets stabbed in the back?
yes,
It's in the extended edition of the third Lord of the Rings movie. They were like, you know, when you get stabbed in the back, make sure you make like a noise, like you get stabbed in the back. And he's like, well, actually, when you stab a man in the back, that's more like the wind is knocked out of them. People are like, "You been stabbing men in the back?" Because, you know, he's a war hero.
Yeah,
so, he killed like a lot of real people in
That's
real
right.
life. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's just incredible. Everyone just went about their day. They probably all had lunch together.
That's right, yeah. I mean, they hid a lot of the silverware from him. They only gave him a spoon.
Because he's a Dracula.
Yeah, he's a Dracula, exactly.
A Dracula's afraid of silverware?
That's
It's more of a vampire.
Yeah.
It's more of a werewolf.
Marvel
thing, isn't it?
Universe vampires are afraid of the silverware.
Oh, there you
yes.
go.
Yeah.
Well, he probably knew that. So
He would have known. Yeah, he would have known.
it's amazing to me that Christopher Lee was never in a Marvel movie.
All right.
I mean, you know, he was getting up in years by the
He
time.
could have been a Dracula. He
Could have
could have
been.
been the Dracula.
He could have been Morbius, the living Dracula.
That's exactly right. He could have been Bucky, Captain America's kid sidekick.
Totally could have been. Do you remember this torture room from Jabba's chamber?
Sort of.
Yeah, they can torture droids. I'm like, boom, I'm loving this.
Nice.
This is what
Oh, he's got these. Oh, that little droid's getting his feet to the fire, isn't he?
That's
Eh? Nice, cop that, idiot. Now you're dead.
Yeah, but then there's like this, and it's like, oh, I can pull this down. And I was like, oh, what's this going to do? So I did it. But like...
That's just if you got a crushing machine, you got a gym. You know what I mean,
That's
James?
so true. Oh, there we go. There we go. What else can... Come on. There we go. That's a crap torture machine.
Not good, is it? No.
No.
It's raining outside.
No, that's a forced field.
Oh, okay, right. Because I'm just saying that would have been a great day for Tatooine. Everybody would have just put down their lightsabers and their blasters and whatever.
So
and it'd have been
true.
like, oh my god, they would have gone out in the rain, you know?
Oh, definitely they
Turn their
would
head
have.
up and just blah blah blah
Blah, 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 blah.
blah 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 blah.
Probably poison rain, though.
Yeah, almost certainly poison, acid rain of some sort. Yeah. Filled with cannibal slugs or something, you know.
So this is the kind of bad guy that starts showing up in The Force Unleashed, which makes the game not as fun.
Is he force proof something?
Yeah, it's like force proof and he's got shields and whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, and he breaks your defenses. And I feel like the game doesn't do a good job of making you feel more powerful as it goes along.
Yeah,
like you get more powerful.
But everybody else gets more powerful
Yeah,
immediately.
and they've got like force shields and whatever. So I just got to open this goddamn
Yeah,
door.
what you need with this sort of game is you need to get more powerful, and then there is a
Oh, I'm
certain,
dead?
There's a certain you are dead. You've oh my god, you said you were going to speedrun this too. You said you were going to 10-minute
did.
speedrun this. What you want is you want to become more powerful, and then there's like at least one level where you are just crushing
Yeah.
everyone, and it's just a real blast.
And I'm sure
then it
that is
turns
the
around.
case. But I even feel like with the Fallen Order, and to be fair, Fallen Order is like built off the back of like this and other Star Wars games. That even though the bad guys get harder, you still get opportunities to wreck shop. Like you'll come into a room and it's like, oh, it's like 20 stormtroopers I can just
Yeah, right.
chop through, like willy nilly.
Yeah.
Which is
I see.
fun.
He's got his little force field. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. All right. You should have, at the very least, be able to chop these guys' legs off.
I agree.
Also, where were these guys in the original trilogy? Why weren't they protecting bloody Jabba's sail bar?
I'd love to tell you, mate. Well, this is before. This is like a few years before the Jabba sales bar.
I killed them all probably.
Yeah, he killed them all probably.
Except
Christopher
he didn't
Lee
because
killed them all.
this is non. Oh, Christopher Lee probably did it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair,
yeah.
actually. Yeah. He was even more sprightly then. So.
I've died again somehow. That's
Because you're not very good at this.
Yeah, it's not my fault though. I feel like it's more like just it's probably your fault actually. Now that I think about whose fault it could be.
Look, if we're apportioning blame, I just want the listeners to know I'm going to reveal there is no slowdown at all. This game is moving at a perfectly fine pace, and James is just using it as an excuse to explain why it's not working.
You should have seen me bloody dominating this game by myself, mate. I'm just in the other room. You know, my family's, you know, I don't know what they're up to, but I'm just concentrating wholly on this. And I'm just crushing it, mate.
That's right.
I'm throwing people aside. I'm doing funny things with the Force like this. Like, that's funny.
That's funny.
Funny jokes.
That went through that person's body and they're dead now.
Yeah, they're dead now. There's a Jawa bonus for putting a bunch of Jawas into this wheel.
Okay, sure.
But we don't need to do that. There, you get the
Just
idea.
imagine it.
Yeah.
Imagine it happening.
It's just like Jawa bonus.
Maybe somebody in editing
Yeah.
editing this video could just put like 20 through, like copy and paste that, and then put Jawa bonus over the top of the screen.
See this bit here?
Yeah,
that guy
yeah.
changed into a pig boy. Because that's the droid proxy who shows up in the game. And he's also, like, he's your sidekick and he tells you things. But he, like, changes into other, like, Jedi and Sith as, like, a training moment.
He's a hologram.
There's a moment where he's like Obi-Wan. And when I first played the game, I'm like, oh my god, Obi-Wan's here? But he wasn't really, he was a hologram. And I was like, cool. Before I could be like, that doesn't even line up with the timeline or canonically. It already righted itself. I didn't get even finish my email complaining.
That's right.
Yeah.
James, your explanation of that whole situation was so evocative, it was like I was there.
This is very Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't
because
like
that that movie was like a video game in a lot of ways.
That's true. Look, I know they overpowered him too much, like, but it did make for like fun gameplay.
Yeah.
But I also see why they took it out of canon, because this guy's like just obliterating people like left and right.
Yeah.
Like he goes toe to toe with Vader quite easily. Like he could have killed Luke Skywalker in a second. Like it wouldn't have even been.
Yeah, for sure,
competition,
exactly.
yeah.
He would have flung him into space.
Yeah, exactly.
If it would have come down again.
You actually do get to fight Luke Skywalker in a DLC on Hoth at one point. Oh, it's
Okay.
Dooku. Guess who Dooku's gonna fight, Mason?
Dooku? Oh. It's not Dooku v Dooku. Uh-oh.
Here he is, the great man himself. They didn't animate the face, but he's saying stuff.
Yeah, right.
Because,
Gotcha.
you
Yeah.
can't, it's a skin. What do you want?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You won't get away this time, Dooku. Or South African.
Yeah, well, it's close enough.
Yeah.
You can actually make him so his jetpack malfunctions and he like
Oh, the
flies
classic
into the
Boba Fett
ground.
death. Nice.
Yeah, he flies into the ground. It's pretty good.
I mean, he's a wide open target, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is.
And I think maybe he set his own cape on fire. But besides that, he's doing great. Look at him go.
You know what I don't like about the physics of this?
What's that?
Is that sometimes there's too much stuff on screen and you can't kind of really nail down specifically what you want to grab. Like you want to grab a
right.
specific person, but you grab a box or whatever, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, which people say like, well, the PSP version, I remember the reviews at the time, there's less like stuff on screen, so it's like, it's easier to do.
There's simply a box on
There's simply
screen.
a box,
That's all
one
you
box
do.
on screen.
It's the Force Unleashed, and all you do is lift and set down a box over
Pretty
and over
much.
again. Yeah.
And look, we have actually played that game. We played like a bonus level on Jabba Sailbarge actually a while back.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, that was from ages back. But yeah, that game isn't as good as this because, you know, how could it be?
Precisely.
Yeah.
This is Dooku v Fett.
Yeah, come on, I want the malfunctioning jetpack backpack. Come on, man. There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
You idiot, Boba Fett.
That's very Boba Fett. Stab him in the ground. Normally, you know, he comes up, he does the ground stab.
Yeah.
All the cool things that I did, you know, just by myself.
yeah.
Look at this guy. What a dumbass.
I hope there's like a slide whistle sound as he goes up and down,
Oh, we can make it happen, definitely.
and a fart noise when he lands.
Yes. Oh, here we go. Quick time event. Also, I should point out, there's no ramification for losing these.
Okay, right. You just get shot a bunch.
Just get shot forever.
Nice.
It's fine. I think
man.
this is the end of the video, I guess.
You're not even losing any life. I don't
I'll be
think.
alright. No, not at all.
Nice.
There's a lot of this in this game, and they're fun and they're cinematic, but like, I don't know. I feel like they're not like.
He's got a thermal detonator.
He certainly does. Oh, you got me with it, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
Get up, Christopher Lee. He's alright.
Look at that Look at that Sith dash.
Sith Dash. I bet there is a power called Sith Dash.
There it is.
Boom, and that's it.
Nice.
We got him. His head should be in there.
It should be rolling out, right? Yeah.
Or at least it's filled with like a bucket of blood. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Huh.
I just feel like there's some. You could add a bit.
Just
Yeah.
that mustache. That famous
Absolutely.
Jeremy Bullock
Yeah.
mustache.
What I do love about the DLC for this, and I think this game in general, is it the way it heightens everything. Here we go.
Here's the stuff. This is what we want.
So this is, when he has to take the droids to whatever.
Yeah.
So Luke's in there. So he's like, I'll hold him at bay. Dooku v Obi-Wan. Oh, it's a rematch. The rematch of everybody wanted to say. Two very old men.
It feels a little bit. They make some interesting choices with angles in these levels, like that fight with Boba Fett. Like, there wasn't really any close-ups, but in this, it's like you're playing Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Is there a after this? Is there a level where you beat up Luke's lightsaber?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
His
land
just punch it
speeder,
to pieces.
Just punch it to pieces, and then he shows up later. He's like, "My speeder." No.
Look at all these floating balls.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
droids,
It's enhancing everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of love about this. They're like, let's just do some fun stuff. I'm in the fire.
Oh, that's you. Okay, yeah.
I can't get out.
Is Obi-Wan attacking you with all those balls?
Yeah, I can't get out. There we go.
No, you're out. You're doing great.
Yeah, I don't think it was hurting me. Yeah, so he's got some skills.
Nice.
But do you remember we fought Darth Vader in this game once in a different video?
Right, yeah.
But there's actually a really fun ending to this, how he dies. You're gonna love it. There's a twist that's gonna twist your bloody head off your neck, mate.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm excited. Yes.
I'll have to kill him first. I'll do
Does
that.
he fall into one of those gigantic purses?
Oh, it's one of these situations.
Oh, no, it's a real Dragon Ball situation.
Yeah,
Great.
it is. I've never seen that before. Ow! I know people are like, you're not doing all the right combos. I know. Here we go. You ready for this?
You're doing it on purpose.
I am. I know all the combos, obviously.
Oh, nice headbutt. Nice. Good.
Here we go. Watch this death. It's pretty good. Not that. I missed. But there's no ramifications. You can just
do it again. Yeah,
you can just do
keep
it
going
infinitely.
forever. Yeah,
it's
nice.
fine. Yeah, I get another shot. Thank God. I get another chance to kill Alec Guinness. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure.
Dream.
A couple of war heroes, probably.
Yeah, probably. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
That's fun. I mean, he kind of shrinks down, but this is the great bit. And you can't actually kill him with your lightsaber. It goes through him.
Right.
So you got to either electrocute your lightsaber to hit him, or
just shoot
your
him with
lightning
bolts. Yeah,
which
cool,
is
nice,
fine.
nice.
So he's a Force ghost.
Yeah.
He's more powerful than anybody.
Well, now he's Force toast, baby. Yeah.
I mean, everybody thought it was cool when Luke Skywalker held his lightsaber when he was a Force ghost. Well, maybe not a lot of people thought that was very cool. But this game did it first, maybe. Or it was in a comic, Mason.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So much combat.
There's a lot of, right?
You ever seen a ghost get kicked?
Yes. Imagine seeing this in the 70s. Your mind would melt.
You die.
Just two.
You die.
Just two men known largely for Hammer horror movies and war films. One's see-through, and they're shooting lightning at each other. You know what I mean? You'd be like, you'd run screaming from the theater.
You'd have PTSD if you survived it.
That's right, yeah.
You'd go home and you'd scream at your family.
That's right. Oh, now there's a giant laser
I
arm
can't get out of the
involved.
corner. It's like reversed the polarity of something.
This is so Dragon Ball Z fighting game. It's ridiculous.
Here we go.
Nice, good.
Got him on the ropes now, Mason.
His spirit is slowly dying.
Here we go.
Hell yeah.
I wonder if this is really what happened after Alec Guinness died. I wonder if Christopher Lee really did fight his ghost. The timeline matches up, is all I'm saying.
That's right. I'd say it's safe to say it's canonical, you know?
I missed him. Now he hit me with lightning.
Wow.
But luckily,
You can do it again. No
there's
consequences. Nice.
ramifications. Yeah.
He's all...
He's boss nassing it. There
Wow.
we go. And yet his blade remains.
Ironic.
Is it?
Nope.
Yeah. So anyway, Luke gets away. Like in Star Wars. Turn your lightsaber off!
Nah, he's swinging
For
it.
the love of God!
No, that's his dong. Anyway. God, Dooku can do anything.
He can't he?
Yeah.
Well, he can do anything in the movie.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Uh-oh.
Track and bacon.
Oh, he's added something or removed something.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those liver spots.
They really nailed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been this. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Had a grand old time.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
So look, this is all available on Steam if you do want to play it, obviously.
Yeah.
And you can get an old copy of it.
But why
and
would
whatever.
you if you just watch this video over and over again and that's the same?
That's all you really need,
We've
isn't
really
it? Yeah.
encapsulated the pure spirit of it.
If you want us to come back to some of the Starkiller DLC stuff,
Yeah.
he kills some other people
Yeah.
from the Star Wars universe. He fights Princess Leia
Do
at
you
one
reckon
point, I
Mike
think.
Carwas is like, I'm Mike Carwas and I love Jawas?
Yeah, I reckon that's what he
Is
said.
probably what he says.
Yeah, I reckon he says it every day. Welcome back to Caravan of Garbage.
Speaking of garbage, look at this.
Oh, I know, right? We're delving back into video games, which is kind of how we started this. When it was called Never Go Back before that Tom Cruise movie came out, and we went, oh, we have to change it because that movie's going to be really popular. Then it wasn't. But now it's Caravan of Garbage. We're kind of stuck with it. Anyway, do you love a custom LucasArts logo?
You better
They used to
believe
do
I
these
do.
all the
Look
time.
at this. Oh my God. Look at this
Yeah.
guy. He's lasering up his own logo.
You're going to see a bit of that in this game. So here's a bit of a trailer for what's going on
Who's
in
that?
this game.
Who's that?
That's Zam Wessel from Attack of the Clones.
Did you say she's ruthless?
Oh, yeah,
Who's
definitely.
that guy? Who's that
That's
guy?
the bad guy. His name's Montross. He's voiced by Clancy Brown.
This is gonna hurt you a lot more than me. Why in every game do we have that line? Come on. Come on.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yes.
We're just looking at the rolling demo at this point. This is not anybody playing.
No,
but-
no. But this gives you an idea of what it's about. So because The Mandalorian is obviously streaming again, and we know in The Mandalorian he's getting a jetpack this season. I've picked the level
Okay.
where Jango Fett has to retrieve his stolen jetpack.
Oh my God.
It's an epic adventure, and you're going to find out how that actually happens, along with some other secrets of the Star Wars universe that are no longer canon. Are you excited?
Yeah, I love no longer canon
Yeah.
secrets.
So this is essentially a prequel to Episode 2.
Okay.
And the idea is that you're
So
hunting...
it's episode 1. We're
Well,
watching
no,
episode 1.
It's an in-between qual, I should have
no,
said.
I like those, actually.
So yeah, the idea is that it answers the question, why would this man with a horrible jetpack and a bad attitude be convinced by a Dracula to get cloned into 1 million people?
Sure, yeah, okay, right.
You know, why would that happen? And essentially the answer is because he's a loser.
Okay, okay.
With
So
a
at the
god
end
complex.
So at the end of every level of this game, Dooku comes in, he's like, oh, go on.
Come on, mate.
Come on.
Just do it. So Temuera Morrison also reprises his role,
Oh.
which is fun. So at the start of this,
Mm-hmm.
we're escorting a man through the streets of whatever city this is to find
Melbourne.
Yes, the city of Melbourne, to find
A cafe.
A cafe.
Not hard to find in Melbourne.
I
City
tell you,
of
with
cafes.
this bloody coffee culture, am I bloody right,
That's
Mason?
right.
So the idea is that this guy's going to take you to the bounty
Yeah,
in this
right.
particular level, and on the way,
Yeah.
you might just find a jetpack, which
Oh.
ultimately is his undoing.
What if you don't find a jetpack though? Does the game?
No, it makes you find a jetpack.
Okay, so the saga doesn't continue as if he's a man with no jetpack. Okay.
No.
Okay.
So I didn't love this when I originally played it. I did play it through. I can't remember whether
Yeah.
I finished it, but I got pretty close.
Okay.
But going back, it's got some fun elements.
Wait, so
especially-
is this an escort mission?
It's a very short escort
Okay,
mission.
right.
Also, you can shoot him and it's
I was going to
fine.
say it's more of a shove mission. It
Yeah,
seems so far.
Exactly. So the other thing about this game is
Mm-hmm.
you've got a heads-up display where you can scan people for bounties. So
Nice.
it's like no bounty, no bounty.
Ooh.
This droid got a bounty. Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, you're
You know, those
lucky
kinds
duck
things.
of a
But if you
droid.
look at this one, this droid has a bounty.
Oh
Wanted
my
dead or
God.
alive.
Nice.
So you've got the option.
Yeah.
You can either shoot him
Uh-huh.
and collect the dead bounty,
Yes.
or alive, and see it tells you what it does. What did he do? This guy. He contains sensitive information, etc., and so forth.
Okay.
So there's about 10 on each level, or so you can shoot him, or
Yes.
you can bind him up, like
Okay,
so,
sure.
and then
Yeah. Yep.
you just press a button, and they disappear. But you've collected credits,
And you leap in
That's
celebration.
the thing. Look how high this guy can leap. He
Oh,
doesn't
that's-
even need a
doesn't
jetpack.
Oh my God.
Look at this! Look at these flips he can do.
He's high on Melbourne's cafe culture.
He must be, mate.
That's right.
I tell you what, he's bloody 20 coffees a day.
Now
this
I'm
bloke.
going to take you back to the mob boss, Cap Pacino.
Here we go. Come on, mate. Oh, it's also you can like dual wield and like shoot in different
I can see
directions.
that,
It's
yeah,
fun.
all right,
Come
all
on,
right.
mate. These guys are they called re-easers? I can't remember.
I don't, as if I'd know.
Yeah.
Is he an R2D2? Then I don't know.
So that's the guy we're after.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so here we go. We're gonna.
Are you auto-targeting?
You can auto target. You can target by yourself. There's
Okay.
many ways you can do it.
All right.
So the auto target's good though because you just hold it down and
Now
then
here's
you
my
just shoot.
question.
Yeah.
This would have been. Is this pre or post Max Payne?
Oh, it would have been. When did the first Max Payne come out?
I don't. I'm
I
looking.
think it
I'll
was
look
the
it
late.
up. You're
It was the
playing.
late '90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it would have been pre.
Well-
I mean post. Sorry, because
Oh,
this
well.
was 2002.
Well, then I'm saying it looks a bit primitive.
Yeah, fair enough. Also, you got to remember this is a console game, not a PC game.
Oh, I
Mason.
see. Right.
That would probably also come on the PC, but this particular version is playing on the PlayStation 4. They re-released it. Check out my bounty hunter weapons, like this one. It'd be good if you could use this on someone's head. You can't.
You can only use it on doors and the LucasArts logo.
That's
all
right,
you can use it on.
exactly. Select your fists for weapons. Ugh. That's a slow death animation. The other thing is, you see this here? For a long time, I'm like, how do I get this thermal detonator weapon to work? See in the bottom right corner?
Picture of his helmet.
It's a helmet, yeah.
I'm aware.
I didn't realize
know.
for a long time.
now
You've
what
got
are
some
they?
sleepy darts.
Oh, yeah, cool,
Or poison darts, really. He uses them in the movie on Zam Wessel.
Oh, my God.
If you remember when he...
Man, I would kill for some sleepy darts these days, you know what I mean?
Tell you what, mate, with this bloody, whenever this comes out, whatever the world's...
Yeah, that's
whatever's happening in the world.
Yeah, look out, James, look out!
That's okay, I'll just do these massive flips.
Do some giant flips. Yeah. Is he known in the movies for doing big flips?
He'll do like some kung fu and such with his jetpack, but no.
Yeah,
He's like a 45-year-old man.
Right.
But then again, the Star Wars universe, maybe they have better agility. I'm not really sure how it works.
Maybe
to
the
be honest.
gravity's lower.
Could be lower.
Maybe
Could be higher.
Maybe
We don't know.
thousands of feet tall. We don't know.
Exactly.
All we know is they're all illiterate.
See how
That's all we have.
Right. So what's the theory behind everybody in Star Wars being illiterate? I love that theory.
As I understand, I think the theory is it's because you very rarely see any form of writing.
Oh, it's also, but I think the theory is because the writing is, I think it's called Arborish or something like that. That nobody can actually read it, and everyone's just pretending to understand it.
Well, that's an additional layer.
The sacred Jedi texts. Oh, read them, have you? Well,
It's a real idiocracy kind of situation.
But that was
anyway,
also added later because in the original release, it was English.
Yeah,
and they switched
right.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, so like when you look at, say, the Millennium Falcon or a TIE Fighter or something like that, there's no actual writing on it.
No, it's just unlabeled buttons.
Unlabeled coloured buttons and big dials. And if they want to understand some ancient language, they talk to their droid who translates it for them. It's like, well, maybe the droids can read, but...
Maybe, though.
Maybe they're making stuff up.
Can't. We really
maybe
don't
that's
know.
the whole reason this whole prophecy nonsense, spiraled out of control, because the droids are like, says he'll bring balance to the Force. This kid, I guess.
Good as any.
Yep.
So Zam Wessel, who I mentioned, who we're not going to see, she plays a big part in this game because she gets captured by the Dark Jedi towards the end.
Oh.
And he rescues her and he carries her to safety at the end. But I remember that movie where she was going to give up like a slight bit of information and then he just killed her immediately. If you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that went. So they kind of work in like, actually, they've got this great backstory, but
Okay,
really
right.
they obviously don't because he doesn't care about her at all. But the actress, what's her name? Liana Walsman, she reprised her role also for this game.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone's getting a gig, mate.
That's right.
Everyone's getting a gig. So yeah, it's pretty standard stuff in
I
terms
was
of
going to
killing
say
people.
thus far, it's
Well,
pretty
when I
standard.
first started playing this, I wasn't using the auto aim, and it was it's definitely tougher. 'Cause,
Right.
You know, you obviously have to aim.
Because of the aiming.
Did you see that guy just give me a look? He just gave me like a hands on his hips kind of. Come on, mate.
He's like, I've heard Bounty Hunter's eyes, a vision is based on movement. So if I don't move, now, here's the question for you: do you feel like a badass bounty hunter, James?
Yeah,
That's
at times.
the key.
Yeah, I think it does a pretty decent job. See, I just did a combat roll.
All right,
Do you need any more badassery than that?
I mean,
Mason?
clowns can combat roll.
Clowns can combat roll.
They call them clown rolls. You see them rolling
Yeah,
out of
that's
a big,
true, they are.
a little car.
Yeah, but they'll do it in big floppity shoes, and
That's
it doesn't
true,
look
yeah.
as good, does it? Are you ready for some Prince of Persia style?
That's pretty
Look
good.
at this, mate. Here we bloody go. God, this guy's got some moves, doesn't he?
Well, in a manner of speaking.
Yeah. But if you love Star Wars games from the early 2000s, action games,
Yes.
play Jedi Outcast, obviously. That's a much
Don't
better
play
game.
this or watch a video about this.
No,
don't do it.
Find somebody who's really good at Jedi Outcast and just watch that.
Yep.
Yeah. Not even commentary. Just watch them play it. It's pretty good. It's a great game. So,
Look at a load of that guy. Did you see that guy?
flailing about.
I think that guy's from a different franchise. I think that guy was an astronaut from 2001: A Space Odyssey. He's like, in the wrong movie.
Let's check if he's got a bounty on his head, mate.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to get a sick weapon later that you're going to love. No bounty. I did some backstory and some searching on some Jango Fett stuff and what's
Yes.
canon and what's not.
Oh,
anymore.
yes.
Obviously, it's a shit show. The newer
Sure.
version, there's like a couple of comics and bits and pieces. But there was obviously more before everything was made non-canon. But there is still the idea from what is canon that he's not a real Mandalorian because his armor isn't Beskar, which of course
right.
we've seen more of in the Mandalorian.
Which is the higher quality armor, right?
And
right.
in I think the Clone Wars animated series, they make mention of Jango Fett.
Jango Fett was a common bounty hunter. How he acquired that armor is beyond me.
And they're like, he acquired this equipment somewhere and he doesn't really have the real armor or anything.
So he's not a real Mandalorian and he's not a real bounty hunter.
He claims that he was born on one of the planets which is in the system.
Oh, I
but
see,
there's
right.
no confirmation of that.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
It's like somebody who's like, technically, I can wear this headdress because I'm 1/16th Native American.
Exactly.
So,
That's exactly the situation.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, right, guys? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. So is that still canon?
That's canon at this
Okay.
point in time.
Is it still canon? His famous catchphrase, "Django go, bango bango."
I think they kept that
He's
in,
I
didn't
mean,
they?
we can't hear a lot of the audio here, but I think he's saying it every time he pulls the trigger, right?
Yeah, he definitely
And if he
does.
isn't, someone will edit that in.
Yeah.
Obviously.
He's a pretty interesting character, I feel, that was fleshed out better in other mediums. But I do really enjoy that fight between him and Obi-Wan. I'm not a huge fan of Attack of the Clones because we've all seen it. But I think that scene in particular
For the
is
reasons
is
of
really
the,
good.
the scenes in Attack of the Clones,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. So anyway, I was looking into his weaponry and these pistols that he has. He's actually hollowed out the handles. You can't see it here, but they've got gaps. I actually can see it. You see in the handles there's a
Yeah.
gap in it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's to increase draw speed. So it makes it that little bit lighter.
Okay, sure.
So we're about to see the backpack. It's coming up. So what's happening here? He's going to sell this ship, and he's like, I want to buy this ship at how many portions? He's like, we only take Republic portions. And he's like, how many parsecs to a portion? And he's like, well, it depends. If you take away the credits, and you... you know, it's one of those conversations.
right, yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
But in the meantime, my bounty in the background, he's taking that ship. He's out of there.
That's a very comical moment.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, look out.
Look out, mate. Just bloody look out. And in the meantime...
Django's like, he's gotten away. If only there were a Mandalorian jetpack, exactly like all the other Mandalorians have.
So it's just on the wall.
Just on the wall there. Cool.
And he's like, do you want this? And he's like, I don't want a jetpack. And he's like, I'll take that jetpack. And he's like, how many portions or parsecs do you have? And he's like, this gun parsecs.
Nice.
And I know people are like, parsecs is a unit of measurement or whatever, but shut up.
It's a unit of guns, as we all know. Nice.
There we go.
Nice. That's
Thank
good
you
stuff.
thank you for the.
Oh, yeah. Now that's the stuff.
Now I can do this. And that's as high as it goes.
Nice.
But it's good. It offers a bit of variety to the gameplay. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what
got
I mean?
a good jetty effect.
It's got a bit of zip to it.
It does have a bit of zip and a bit of pep, which is important.
Zip and pep.
Yes.
Yeah. So I watched this really interesting video by Meta Nerds Law,
Go on.
which is on the history of Jango Fett.
Oh, yes.
And there's a really fascinating detail about the character in Attack of the Clones, which I commend George Lucas for putting in.
Okay. Did it appear on screen in any form?
No, it did.
Oh, it did.
So if you
Oh, I
remember
stand
when
corrected.
he fights Obi-Wan,
Yes.
the first time when Obi-Wan comes in to lightsaber him,
Yes.
he uses his jetpack to fly above, right? And that's how he stops himself from getting lightsabered.
Go on,
But when he
yes.
fights Mace Windu, just before that, he gets it damaged. And you see, as Mace Windu is running in, he fires it up to escape. It doesn't work, and he gets beheaded. So this jetpack is the reason this guy is killed.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's a really cool detail that I absolutely missed at the time.
But I also feel like maybe there was probably somebody in production who dampened down his enthusiasm for a bit, because otherwise what would happen is if George Lucas had his way, Django would attempt to fire up the jetpack and it wouldn't work and he'd go, oh, nuts,
My jetpack.
fiddlesticks.
My jetpack, which I will pass on to my son, which just does not work.
Yeah.
This is the origin of my jetpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think, okay, what's...
You might be right, but regardless.
What's a worse...
One person doesn't make a movie, Mason.
That's true. Okay, what's a worse origin? Django Fett getting exactly the jetpack the Mandalorians would have from just a stall that he happens to walk by, or Han Solo getting the name Solo from a guy who's like, oh, you're alone, your name's Solo then.
Your name's Han, got no mates.
Solo.
Oh, that's a really... I mean, this is a video game, so you can... I feel like it's not as egregious, because it's like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's not canon, and yeah, he finds it, whatever. But in a movie, no, I think that's pretty inexcusable.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Look,
Yeah.
I see where you're going with that, but I think this origin sucks. I mean, what are the odds, is all I'm saying. How about this, if at the start of the game he'd hocked it to a pawnbroker for drinking money or whatever,
Yeah.
and then...
You mean drinking portions?
Yeah, then he broke in and got it back. I think that would be...
Oh, okay. Well, actually, this whole game starts where you're in a gladiatorial pit.
Okay.
And you have to fight your way out, and then you pick up your weapons and various things on the way out. So,
Yes.
yeah, there is a mission like that in this game. So, shut up is what I'm saying to you.
Okay,
Mason.
cool, great.
Yeah. But no, I can see what you're saying. That's a much more interesting origin.
Now, what are we doing here?
I'm
I've lost the
chasing that
thread.
ship. Every now and then you'll see it.
Okay,
so I'm just
sure.
basically following it through the city.
You're basically killing time until it shows up again.
Yeah, essentially. And I think I've actually gone backwards here, which was that's your fault actually.
Yeah, no,
For
I
distracting
know.
me.
I know, I did it on purpose.
Got him. Take that, Greedo.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a million Greedos in this game. I know they're called Rhodians.
But I mean, they're one continuity change from being called Greedos.
Yes, that's right.
Just for ease of purchasing.
There's a Greedo cloning facility, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
There's
for
just a
sure.
whole
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
them,
Like, they're like at Galaxy's Edge at Disney World or whatever, and they're like, just people keep asking for Greedos, so can we change them to Greedos in the movies? Just say they're Greedos.
Well, you know, Star Wars are pretty locked into their what they call things, because we recently did an ad spot on our podcast, The Weekly Planet, for The Mandalorian. And
we called it the Mandalorian.
And they were
We
like,
made
you can't
yawning
say
noises,
that.
yeah.
And we said, well, if you want us to be honest, we're going to say it. Even though we don't think it's boring. We quite like that show. But they specifically saying, do not call him Baby Yoda. He is called the child.
Right, yeah, well.
I'm like, you're fighting a bloody losing battle there, mate. But all right, if you want.
Yeah.
You give it us money. Yeah, I'll call him whatever you want.
That's right.
That's right. We're sellouts. You heard it here first.
That's
You
right.
already knew.
We're being paid by LucasArts, the now defunct video game company, to promote this game that came out 2 generations of systems ago.
But you can still get it digitally
you
on the
can.
PlayStation Store and Steam.
Oh boy.
Wow, that guy got shot a lot. Did you see that guy
Yeah.
take a tumble? Oh, he was one day from Ugnaught retirement. I don't know what that looks like. It's probably still picking through trash.
No, they shoot you.
Oh,
They
really?
shoot you with a blaster, but you get to pick which one it is.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, there's one more weapon I haven't shown you yet.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
Find a man to kill.
Find a man to kill. Well, I have been killing a lot of men's. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've
but
noticed.
there's the novelty weapon you got to show me. So
That's true. Oh, yeah, good point. I forgot. I just mentioned that, didn't I? Just
Sure
then.
did.
Yeah, sorry. This is a bit of a maze, and there's a lot of backtracking. Or that takes you back to places you've already been. So I'm like, have I been here before? I have, yes. But which way am I supposed to go now?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's
so-
how they made games back in the day.
That's true.
There was less hand-holding. There was less... See, if they made this game today, it'd be like, press R3 to activate your bounty hunter senses, and it would be just a straight line.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
right.
like a glowing line would appear, and you would follow it, and then you would find the guy you were looking for.
Exactly. I wonder if that's the way. I don't think it is. I think I came. I have no idea.
James, this is the way.
Oh, that's very
Like
good.
they say
Mason.
on that show.
What show?
The Baby Yoda show?
Oh yeah. I'm the Mandalore. Oh my god. There's some old-fashioned clipping, mate. They don't make it like that anymore.
That's
Just
right.
kidding, they do. They often sell games that are not finished.
That is correct, yep.
You pay full price.
Yep.
For a very
They
inferior
don't
product.
they don't make them like this anymore,
Oh my
because a lot of the
God.
time you can't even play it because you put the disc in and it
Yeah.
installs for 5 hours.
I know people love PC gaming, and I know it's superior in terms of graphical capabilities and all those kinds of things, but I just like the idea of just putting in a disc and it usually works.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to buy a high-end PC and then be like, oh, I have to replace things that I don't understand. And I know building a PC is very
Like
easy.
your bloody brain.
Oh, you're not wrong, mate. And I know, like, Henry Cavill, he's building a PC or
That's
whatever.
right, yeah,
but
yeah.
no, I'm not like that. Like, I think this is the way. Or it's not. This is the way. Yeah, yes. Oh, yeah, you know it's the way because that's how you know in game. Oh, yeah, sorry. That's the weapon. I was trying to shoot him. This is the weapon.
Nice.
He's an on fire. Oh, he was innocent. But, you know, in the Star Wars universe, everyone's
Everybody's running
runner.
some sort of
Oh, there's
scam,
the ship.
aren't they?
There you go. See?
Oh, nice. Now what do you do?
Now I've chased the
You have
ship.
to fly? You have to grappling hook it. What do you do?
No, I just go after it.
Okay,
Who
cool.
do you think this is? Let's see if he's got any bounties on him.
Nice.
No bounties posted.
Flamethrower him anyway.
No, Mason. That's
not?
not the way.
No, it is though.
Do you reckon he's all right?
No, I think he's dying of being on fire.
that's not
for a
up.
bit.
That's not my fault.
No, that's true. Yeah.
He was very much.
He
in the
locked
way.
horns with the wrong Mandalorian. You know
Oh,
what I
there's
mean?
there's another Greedo down here. Excuse me.
Excuse me, can I flamethrower you a question? Little play on words there, you know?
That's pretty good, mate.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because you know where to go in games if there's guys that are alive. That's always
true,
been
yeah.
the way forward
Yeah.
in video games. Do these streets, do they feel different to you? Do they feel like, watch out, mate. He's very casual about being on fire. Did you notice
Yeah.
that?
And what happens if you, flamethrower droids?
Nothing.
Yeah. What about C-3PO? Flamethrower.
I think there's like, if I remember correctly, and I probably don't.
Yes.
In next missions, if you're like notorious for doing stuff like this
Yes.
and catching bounties,
Yep.
people like fear you immediately. I think it has some kind of meter like that.
Okay.
That being said, it might not. It absolutely might not.
Let's just imagine it. Look, back in the day, pre-internet, we could have said that.
Yeah,
We could
definitely.
have said my uncle works at Nintendo.
Yeah.
And he said there's a meter in the game, and when you flamethrower too many people, they all get scared of you.
Yeah, and the other thing is nowadays, if you say that, you get 1,000 comments correcting you. Which system is better? Who's to say? I mean, then obviously for us, 'cause
Yes.
we can just outright lie.
That's right.
Where did that fucking ship go?
Is that the goal of this video? We're gonna get that ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that ship.
We're gonna
mate.
smack that smug guy right in his stupid
Yeah.
face.
He's like, blah blah blah. You'll never get me, Django, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, maybe not,
Yeah.
because I'm lost, lost in this city.
I'm not very good at being a bounty hunter.
All these bloody laneways in Melbourne. Am I
Oh,
right?
no, that's right. Oh, that's right. It's been so long since that guy escaped.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
forgotten
right.
the bit I was doing. Did you read recently that there's a secret meaning behind the name C-3PO?
Oh my goodness, what is it, Mason?
Well, the three, James, represents that he's the third member of Anakin's family.
Where did you read this? What
It's on
terrible
the-
website?
Look, it was a terrible website, I'll grant you, but I think it was in like, you read one of those, here's the official handbook of the Star Wars universe, and we're revealing all the secrets, and here's all the schematics or whatever.
Oh, it was like a real.
Yeah, it was like one of the little fun facts. It's like, well, because there's his mum and then there's Anakin, and then Anakin builds the third member of the family in C-3PO.
Why didn't they call Luke C-4PO?
Good question, right?
And then Princess Leia,
Yeah.
the only girl in Star Wars.
That's right.
She was for the longest time.
Yeah.
Till Mon Mothma showed up.
Yeah.
These guys are great.
Yeah, great.
Oh, see that?
Yeah, that was good.
Some good physics,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
I'm about that.
Well, I learned a fun fact about video games. I learned that
Oh my God, I
apparently,
love fun facts.
apparently, James, in a lot of games such as this, when you kill a guy near like that, when you kill a guy near like a gantry or something like
Yeah.
that, they're magnetized towards
Oh,
they're
really?
magnetized towards the edge.
To get, oh, look at this. Surf's up, dudes.
Oh my god!
So that makes them for a more spectacular game.
Exactly,
obviously,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard also with video games, and it's probably not all, but
Yes.
some.
No, it's all video games.
Video
Let's
games.
say to be on the safe side, let's
Yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
whatever you're going to say is relating to all video games.
that at the with your health, in regards to your health.
Yes.
The last bit of health is actually worth more than what's represented on
yes.
screen.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's say 2% left, but it might be 10%.
So
And
when
it
you
gives
get through the end, when you beat that boss on 2%, you're like, whew.
Ooh, I did it on 2%.
Yeah.
But there's probably games where like Dark Souls where it's just like, nah, it was 2%, you're dead.
Right.
Here we go, Mason.
Uh-oh, big finale.
This idiot crashed his ship.
Come on.
Unbelievable. But that's very Star Wars, isn't it?
Yep.
To crash a ship. This isn't good for like a room of this many people.
What do you mean?
Like the flamethrower, the
Oh,
blasters
I
are
understand.
better in
Sure,
this
you're doing
situation.
fine. You're doing
No,
great.
I'm about to
in fact.
die.
Oh, okay.
actually.
I see.
Yeah. I'll
How
use
can
my...
you regain your health in this game? Oh, there's med
there's
packs.
a million-
Those constant med packs we keep seeing. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember now.
It's alright, if you just do this, it's fine. Man, this guy's so spry.
Yeah.
He's got this, he's weighed down by this jetpack, doesn't
That's
even
true.
matter, mate.
He should have ejected into one of those pits of lava. And then he won't weigh him down no more.
Yeah, I tried to look into whether it's the same jetpack that Boba Fett has, but there's nothing definitive on that.
Okay, right.
I'm sure somebody knows the answer to that, but it is the same model or a similar model.
There's probably every year or so, there's a big team meeting at Star Wars HQ, and they're like, what items and characters have we not explored the precise lore on that we
that's
can
right.
make a whole new book about?
Yeah,
Oh, the jetpack.
Oh,
Are they the
interesting.
same jetpack? Oh. Someone will pay $29.95 to learn that answer.
No doubt. So anyway, the mission finished and I didn't get him. But I feel like that's in the spirit of the Fett family.
Just failing upwards until you finally get beheaded.
Exactly. That's right. Or fly into a Sarlaac or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's right. Yep.
Anyway, if you haven't played this game before, you don't have to. But it's all right.
Would you say that what we've seen here basically encompasses most of what the game is? Does it get any more? Is there any more like gimmicks?
I think there's some interesting locales and stuff.
Do you
that
find a
can
giant
do.
robot at any point?
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
I couldn't
great.
tell you specifically, but sure.
Yeah.
You do fight another Mandalorian, but he's helmetless. That's the Clancy Brown one I was talking about. You fight
yeah.
a Dark Jedi, and at the end, Dooku's like, I've got a job for you, and it's cloning yourself. And he's
Oh.
like, I would love that.
Yeah, nice.
I'm so vain that I want to see myself a million times.
That's right.
But anyway, this has been Caravan of Garbage. You're not going to believe this, but we do it here every week. Would everybody like a hint towards next week?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, close
Surprise me.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Here it is.
Yep.
I've fallen to my death. I mean, that's very
That's very
uh,
fat, isn't it? Yeah, that's a Fett family tradition.
of course
That's what's on their family crest. It's just Jango Fett falling to his death in an endless pit.
Hello Hello everyone, welcome back to Caravan of Garbage, where we take a look at something from the past. Maybe it's good, maybe it's Caravan of Garbage. That's the name of the show.
That
That's
is
where you're
the
at.
dichotomy we face.
Correct. This episode, Mason, is on a very special comic, Star Wars issue 81. So basically, I want you to cast your mind back, Mason, to when Star Wars was at Marvel. And not when Star Wars was at Marvel now,
Now,
it is.
but many years ago, I remember.
Because it was at Dark Horse, but before it was at Dark Horse, it was at Marvel.
I remember.
In the 70s and 80s. Marvel picked it up at the very last minute, went, yeah, we'll do Star Wars comics. And it literally saved the company.
That's not surprising at all.
Yeah. Basically, this comic started by following the movies.
Oh, yes.
They're kind of
Yeah, right.
fairly close adaptations, you know, in some respects.
So did this ran throughout the length?
This ran up to 86.
Did they do like interim stuff? They must have done
I'm
interim
sure
stuff
they
in between
did, yeah, in
the
between.
movies. Yeah.
Look, I didn't read a lot of it because a lot of it's very painful. But this one I picked for a reason because it relates. It's a Han Solo story.
Yeah, right.
And it's a fun, rollicking adventure. Let me tell you that much, Mason.
You see, your voice said that, but your eyes were in pain.
And my arms are crossed.
They are crossed in the way that says, "Don't ask me any follow-up questions. I'm not willing to socialize."
So basically, though, this issue picks up directly after the Ewok party of Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
So, you know, they've eaten all the stormtroopers.
Yeah, great.
They've picked their bones clean.
They've made a soup bowl out of their helmets and skulls,
That's
which are in
it.
the helmets.
And it's Han Solo begging some weird-looking dude in a spacesuit from the rebellion for money. He's like, I've got debts to pay.
That seems
I
undignified.
thought so.
Also, wouldn't they have money?
Well, that comes up.
Remember the first time he saved the galaxy?
Yeah.
They just gave him tons of money, right?
And then he saved it again. So that, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Where's he spending this money?
I don't know what he's doing.
He's not upgrading the ship or his wardrobe. Meow. But I mean, where's all the money going?
These are all good questions, Mason, that aren't answered.
Oh.
So basically, this guy he's got a very weird face. He's like, I already lent you some money on Hoth and you never paid me back. Go to hell. And Han's like, come on, man, I blew up the shield generator. I'll let Lando borrow the Falcon. And the guy's
I'm
like,
a legit hero.
I'm a legit hero. And the guy's like, no, you know what? You're an asshole. You're not
Wow.
getting any money from me. And Han's like, yeah, well, I wouldn't bloody take your money anyway, you bloody prick or whatever. A solution to the problem immediately presents itself because Princess Leia appears and goes,
I'm rich.
Gives him a hug. Yeah, exactly. She goes, A, I'm rich. I can lend you the money. Or B, you're in the rebellion. We have some money. We'll give it to you. And he's like, I'm a man who makes it on his own. I take this as great insult. I won't take anybody's money. And he storms off.
Great.
So Luke, Lando, and Wedge roll up and they're all like, I remember the time we blew up the Death Star, you know, the thing that just happened.
Oh, sure,
But
yeah.
this comic does a really good
Specifically
job.
the second Death Star.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
did it.
But there's a lot of like, remember this thing that just happened? Like, everybody's seen Star Wars. You don't need to keep recapping
Yeah,
Star
right.
Wars
Right,
and the
right.
character from Star Wars. And Princess Leia's like, yeah, Han's been a weird asshole. I think maybe because he was frozen, it's affected him, and he's missed out on a big chunk of his life, and he's upset or whatever. And
He's got brain problems.
He's got brain problems. And she's like, I'm worried about him. And they cut to Han, and he's just thought ballooning all over the place,
Ugh.
which is my favorite thing. And your favorite thing.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, and it's just him walking through the Millennium Falcon, just being like, my ship, the Millennium Falcon, the ship that I own, and I won it from Lando in a gambling game, and he touches the dice, the gold dice.
Yeah, right.
That's the reason why I picked this comic, because, you know,
Gold, yeah,
it
okay,
ties,
right.
it ties in, all right? What
Yeah,
do you
yeah, okay.
want?
And you can blow up one of those panels till it's super pixelated and use it as the thumbnail.
Correct.
It'll look awful, but people will get the reference.
They'll get the idea. So, you know, he's just recapping Star Wars in his head. So anyway, Chewbacca sneaks up on him, gives him a hug. It's kind of a weird, but it's a welcome, you know, pause in this breakneck narrative, you know.
Sure,
this,
yeah.
This hug that they put in. Yeah. So Han and Leia leave for Tatooine with R2-D2.
Okay.
He leaves Chewbacca behind because he's like, Chewie wants to learn some hunting techniques from the Ewoks, so he's going to hang out there.
Okay,
Even
alright.
though he can literally tear an arm off a man. But hey, whatever. He's going to learn some hunting techniques from little bears who throw
Yeah,
rocks.
he wants to know how to twirl a little catapult.
Maybe he just wants some stormtrooper recipes. I don't know.
Oh, that's probably it, yeah.
And Leia's all, did you bring me along, you know, because you're lonely? And he's like, no way, sweetheart. I'm the Han Solo everyone knows and loves. He's learnt nothing. Like, it's
totally,
it's just like the Han Solo from the first Star Wars film.
Well, that's the one we like the most.
I guess it is, yeah. I like the one who got stabbed to death, but whatever. Anyway, he's like, look, we're going to Tatooine for a reason. A, because it's a planet that everybody remembers. And B, I've got some money stored there, which I was going to give to Jabba the Hutt. And I thought it was going to be like buried somewhere or hidden in a canteen or under a bar stool, but it's just at a bank. So he
Oh, for sure.
So he
Wait
goes-
a second. So how is it he couldn't get to the bank last time?
I don't know, because it was in an asteroid field. I
He
don't
could
know.
have said, "Hey Jabba,
Yeah, go to the bank.
go to the bank. Put on a fun disguise like a vest."
Put Bib Fortuna in a vest.
Exactly, and
Send
just
it to
have
the
him get my
bank.
money. That's the money for you, mate.
And as they're kind of, heading there, he's like, oh, I remember the time we were on Tatooine and we killed Jabba the Hutt. You specifically strangled him, Princess Leia, and Boba Fett fell into the Sarlaac bit. And she's not like, yeah, that happened like 3 days ago.
Right,
I do remember that thing that happened to
yeah.
us. We also then see a flashback of what happened after the Sarlaac, after everyone went into the Sarlaac.
Oh.
And we see a Boba Fett-shaped figure. It's
Ooh.
Boba Fett.
That's Boba Fett.
Get burped out of the Sarlaac.
Yeah, nice.
And we see, and he's lying in the sand, and the Jawas recover him. And they think that he's a droid or some kind of hybrid android man or something.
Oh, yeah,
They're not really sure. So they chuck him on the sand crawler, like, we'll get back to this,
Oh, yeah.
We'll come back to this. So while Leia's waiting for Han in the bank, she gets
Well, those long bank lines.
I know, I tell
it's
you
a
what.
nightmare.
she gets approached, and it's very heavily implied that the alien who approaches her thinks she's a prostitute. There's a scene, there's a panel we don't see, but then it's her going, oh no, I'm not standing here working. I'm waiting.
Right, okay,
for a
sure, yeah.
friend." And she mentions that. Let me tell you this. Since Jabba the Hutt died, I don't know if you know this, but someone strangled him to death. It was a big deal on this planet.
Yeah.
This town's gone absolutely bananas. Like everyone's out of control and vying for power. Even the Jawas. They're just loose units, mate. They're as dangerous as the Sand People. They're shooting up a storm. They're stealing scrap. They're bloody madmen, mate. Running about in the barrens.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did I mention that this comic is called Jawas of Doom? I think I didn't mention
Look,
that.
you didn't mention it, and I know that because if you had, I wouldn't be here. I would have left already.
So anyway, when Han goes to the bank, the woman says, you can't access your money because the money's frozen because the person who owns this account, we found out, was also frozen. So he froze the money.
yeah.
And he's like, but I'm not frozen.
Your money's been carbonated.
That's right, yeah.
So-
Then Princess Leia says, let's go grab a drink. And so they sit down for
Nice.
a drink. He tries to make her not come into the bar. He's like, this isn't a bar for a lady. And she's like, go fuck yourself, or whatever.
Yeah, fair
So
enough.
they sit down together. And then she's like, oh, we'll just get R2-D2 to talk to the bank computer. So they
Oh,
go to
yeah.
find R2-D2. They go back to the Millennium Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
But R2-D2's been stolen by Jawas.
Again?
Jawas of Doom, yes,
Wow.
again. So they swipe 2 speeders from some guy who doesn't deserve it.
Sure, yeah.
They fly off after the sand crawler. And meanwhile, R2-D2 on the sand crawler recognizes Boba Fett and he freaks out. He's like, oh shit, it's that fucking guy.
I should use one of my flamethrowers or one of my many inbuilt weapons and destroy him.
So, but Boba Fett, then you realize, because he's been hit in the head or half digested.
Yeah.
He looks fine, but he's got amnesia.
Right,
He
sure,
doesn't-
yeah.
He's just kind of sitting there dazed. He's not doing much. So they start circling the old
Wagons.
The wagons. They're getting their speeders around the sand crawl and they start blasting at it. And the Jawas are shooting back with them with the lasers. And they're like, oh shit, these guys really have gone rogue, mate. This planet's out of control. You know what I mean? So then Han Solo leaps from his speeder onto the sandcrawler and it explodes.
That's
He's
a
not gonna
very,
return that
very
speeder.
very Harrison Ford move.
Leia's gets shot by sand people who are also coming in.
Yeah, right.
It's a whole lot of laser shooting.
It's a bunch of greatest hits.
So much action, Mason.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. I wish you could say it. I mean, people watching the video can see
They
it.
can see it. I can't see it.
Yeah,
I just
that's
have to
right.
use the imaginarium of my mind.
Absolutely.
Which is just stick figures.
Yeah.
It's no good.
So Han's up there and then he gets winged by a bloody laser from a sand person. He's like, no good. And then Leia shouts out to him, "Oh no, Han Solo, the tread on the sandcrawler, it's locked, and you're barreling towards one of the 3 things in the desert, the Sarlaac pit."
Yeah, right.
So,
Oh, sure, right.
what are the chances?
Yeah, that's-
But why not? So they're
Do
heading
you think
to.
the Sarlaac pit could eat a whole Jawa sandcrawler?
You're about to find out, Mason.
Wow.
As he's steering towards it, Han Solo jumps down. The Jawas are bailed. They've had enough.
Yeah.
And he sees Boba Fett, and Boba Fett doesn't recognize him and goes,
Amnesia.
yeah, amnesia. And so Han Solo gets Boba Fett to boost him out.
Oh, like
And
a couple of friends.
And then pass him R2-D2. And then he reaches down, he's like, look, he's my enemy, but this guy's clearly been hit in the head, so
Right.
I'll help him out. And I did throw him into that monstrous pit.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so he goes to help him out, and then suddenly it clicks in Boba Fett's head, and he's like,
Oh,
that's
Boba
Han
Fett.
Solo.
Yeah, sure, right.
I'm Boba Fett, and that's Han Solo. So he shoots at him, he misses, Han Solo jumps free, and the whole entire sandcrawler with Boba Fett in it just tumbles back into the Sarlaac.
Wow.
So the status quo is returned in terms
Perfect.
of Boba Fett's...
Nice. And no
where
one
is
ever
that?
spoke of it ever again.
That's right. And Han just goes, you know what? I tried. Let's bounce.
Sure, yeah.
And so they leave, and that's the end.
That's the
The
tooth.
Very much so.
The Sarlaac tooth.
The Sarlaac tooth.
That'd really fill up a Sarlaac, I
It would,
feel.
wouldn't it? Yeah. So you can't burp that out, can you?
No.
So they've really gummed up the Sarlaac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think of that, Mason? The Jawas of Doom.
Sounds bad. Like, what'd you think I was going to think of it? Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
Look, man, it's kind of fun. Like,
Yeah, all right.
I enjoy it. It's just a ridiculous story.
That is fascinating to me, though, that they went, okay, well, it's 1983, and we don't have any more Star Wars stuff on the horizon. So what we'll do is we'll bring back one of our most visually interesting villains and then kill him again straight away.
Yeah, right. I'm
In the
sure he
exact
returns
same
again.
manner that
Yeah.
he was killed in the last one. Incredible.
But look, if you do want to see any of our Caravan of Garbage videos early, you can actually see all of these early every week over at bigsandwich.co, including some other bonus podcasts that we do, movie commentaries, our podcast, The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That comes out a day early on Sunday as opposed to Monday if you want to check it out. Or just check out the podcast at the regular time. It's got its own YouTube channel and all.
Oh, my God.
Thanks for watching this, though. I'm at Mr. Sunday Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
All right, let's get out of here.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.